How you doing, everybody? I just opened up some crackers. I got them out of the cupboard so my dogs bugged me, and I cut my finger on the box. I opened it up too quick and cut myself. Anyway, how's it going, everybody? Welcome. My name is Jerry 3DHP, and each and every Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific, we go live on YouTube and Twitch. I have up to 10 makers at a time in stream on camera. We stream for 2 to 3 hours, and yeah, we just done a live stream with Matt at 10 o'clock. Hope you all got to check it out. If not, go and watch it. He got a Comgro T500, and he was doing the unboxing and setting up. We have a couple people in the back room. I'm going to share out the link if anybody would like to drop in on camera with us. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Please like, subscribe, share, follow, and all that good stuff. And if you'd like to donate, that'd be awesome also. But yeah, it's bleeding. Well, it was bleeding. Let me bring in the people we have in the back room, and we'll get going. Hey, Matt.
Hey, I got it.
Kenny, how you doing?
What up?
Yeah, ouch, yeah. I knew it happened when I did. I was going to hurry, and I kind of ripped my hand across the cardboard, and it looked like a cat scratch, a little cut. But yeah, it was a great stream we had a bit ago. I thank you, everybody, for joining in and liking, subscribing, and checking that out. Matt has an awesome, huge printer there, a 500 by 500 by 500 build volume from Comgro. Comgro and Sobol just recently merged. How that happened or what's going on there, I don't know. But yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
And
Sorry
Kenny,
about
how
that.
you doing? Sorry.
No, I said sorry about that. I couldn't make a print on my stream, but it's totally my fault. I'm totally unexperienced with Clipper, and I panicked. And
the paperwork needs to be more clear that once you build it, the paperwork should have another page, which I haven't looked at, where it tells you turn it on, do this, do this, do this, print. It should have it clearly labeled what to do next. Hello, Dusty.
Well, I want to say a special thank you to Simon Snow, if he's in chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I want to say Light Source Engraving also, thank you. Both of them have donated some money towards me, and thank you very much.
Oh, you did get PayPal money then?
Yeah.
Awesome, very cool. I'm glad I posted
you.
that for you. Everything helps.
Yeah, everything helps. Thank you. I'm very over the moon about this, and I'm like, oh gosh, I have a blank what I'm drawing right now, but like brain fart. That's what I'm having right now about.
I call it a brain fart. You said brain fog.
Yeah, brain fog. Yeah. Like because I'm unfamiliar with Clipper, and you know, but I got it to go now. Right after we hanged up, I found the cable what was loose, and I plugged it in, and it worked. And
Cool.
yeah, it's not the company's fault. It's totally my fault. It's not like I will know in a week's time, and I will make another video what I will add it to.
Did it
And
run a bed mesh, and did you load filament yet?
yeah, I do a bed mesh already, and I'm about to heat up the everything to make. Yeah.
Well, if you want, keep working on it. Change your camera angle. We'll leave you in this frame, and you can talk from a distance while me and Kenny talk or in chat or whoever.
Yeah. I'll change
Yeah, if you
over my
got
camera.
questions,
You guys
man.
can see me.
Matt,
Yeah.
if you got any questions, man, shoot away.
Yeah, definitely. I know. Thank you.
I mean, I don't have Clipper right in front of me, but
I put Clipper on my Hypercube. I had a lot of help from DeWitt and Jason, the tech support guy here in Vegas, which lives in Henderson. And I haven't worked with it. I haven't done anything with it the minute I put it on there about 6 months ago. So I would have to go back, refresh my memory, and I forget things really fast.
so do I, man. So do I.
I'm still waiting for the day when I kicked my wife out of the house and said, "I don't know who you are. What are you doing in here? Get out." But that hasn't happened. Dave Gatton, hello, my friend. How are you doing today?
Yeah, it's heating up now.
Hello, Stephen Poole.
Actually, it's pretty good. So far, what I see about the printer, I'm very happy about it.
How's your back?
It's okay. I'm surviving.
All right.
I took
All right.
I took a tablet before the show started, so.
All right.
Michael Castle, long time no see, or no, haven't seen you around in a minute.
Light Source Engraving, thank you very much. Thank you for the donation.
I would, but I'm not. I'm waiting right now. I'm in limbo right now financially. Don't
worry
do I get close? Once I got closing, then we'll talk.
Hello, Jermaine. Yeah, everybody is just dropping in. If you didn't know, we went live at 10 o'clock on a separate stream. And Matt was doing unboxing on his Comgrow 500 by 500 by 500 in the top right corner. And he's still working on it. And then we ended that stream about 10 minutes ago, and then I dropped in my regular stream. I hope you've been doing well. Hello, Homegrown.
And I am currently cleaning the Godfather's Pussycat.
Okay.
I'm doing a 3D model of the Godfather sitting in a recliner chair. And
hey, Betty Boop.
Of course, that will be painted.
And I got new stickers in the mail from Sticker Mule yesterday. I seen a deal online for these 3-inch that I really liked. And then as soon as I paid for them and went to close the window, they had another deal for these, which I got a better deal on more of, but I don't really care for the white logo, the white circle around it. I like the bigger ones better. But
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, not the round one, but the other. Yeah, I agree. Too much white space on the other one.
Yeah, I guess whoever gets some can take a pair of scissors and carefully cut it out, and then it'll be the same as a big one, just a little smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the bigger one looks better too. Bigger is usually better.
So who's going to join us today?
Yeah, I'm going to be putting them on my Etsy site soon, and then there's a bunch of certain different people I'll be mailing them out to. So I just got to figure out that and buy some more stamps, and then I'll move forward on who I'm mailing them out to.
Speaking of stamps, man, this last holiday season, it just dawned on me. I asked the wife Janice, is my wife's name. You know, how much are they nowadays? Because I haven't sent a letter in God knows how long. You know, so when she told me, and it almost floored me, the price of the stamp.
Yeah, they just raised them recently again too. But when I go to the post office, I buy stamps that are overseas. They're good for anywhere in the world. If I mail something on a letter, you buy one stamp and then the U.S. stamps.
What, forever stamps?
No, the ones that are worldwide, I think they're, well, they used to be red. Now here's the ones that are worldwide right here. They look like this. I can put
Okay.
that stamp and mail a letter anywhere. I forget what I paid for them.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm scared about with this upcoming thing that I'm going to do. Because I looked around, Pactel, is his name Pactel? What was it again? Pactel,
Who?
the guy, your fiber, your laser, his name.
Oh, Pascal.
Pascal, right. Okay, anyways,
Yeah.
I was on his site again this morning and looking around because now that I know what I'm going to get after I close, and the money that, you know, because again, the truck's going to be paid off, our take list is going to be paid off, and another bill. So it's not like I'm getting irresponsible. We have the money because of what the value came in at. So I'm thinking, not saying I'm going to do it, but I'm thinking about a fiber and a CO2. So, and looking at his site, I might be able to swing it, but I'm scared about the shipping. I'm extremely scared about the shipping.
Let me see if I can get that to focus. There we go. That's an Aztec coin I did right there. I got off. I think I got to look up the site where I got the free file, but it's off center, so I've got to calibrate my fiber laser because it's a little off center. And I did not wire brush this. I just ran a cleaning pass over it last, and I didn't wire brush it. And Patrick with Light Source Engraving helped me get my settings 99%. And then I went to the site where I got these free files, and I changed a couple more settings. They came out really good. Now, this one, I ran a cleaning pass over it, and then I took some ink wash, and I dry brushed it afterwards. That's a Predator. As you can see there, the lip is gone on one side where it's off center. Even though I had my red pointer centered on the coin, it was a little bit off. So I have to download the beta on Lightburn, the new version beta they're coming out with. And Patrick done a video yesterday on how to set that so I can tweak that, get a little bit better. But that's on a brass blank. Originally it looked like this on both sides. But came out really good. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got somebody new popping in that hasn't been here in at least a few weeks. The one and only Rob Mink, the baby belt guy. Hello, Rob.
Hey,
Rob.
Hey, guys.
Dude. What's up, man?
Not too much. How you guys doing?
All right.
Real good. How you been?
I'm doing well. I'm doing better. Yeah.
Oh, Tech Dad.
Hey, Pete.
Hey, Pete.
Yeah, I was flipping channels on YouTube the other night, and I didn't click on it, but I noticed in the thumbnail that you were on Justin's stream the other day.
I was, yes. Yeah, that was fun. It's different from this stream, but not better, not worse, just different.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zach with Zachary 3D Prints. Hello, Zach.
Hey, hello.
Hey, Zach.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, how you
Kenny,
doing?
Matt.
What up? What up?
Here's what I think is different between my stream and his stream. I'm focused on chat 100% and always showing comments. And his stream, it's kind of like everybody hangs out and talks and occasionally talks to chat. That's what I noticed.
Me.
No, we're talking about the other chat on Wednesday.
Yeah,
Wednesday.
just in chat. Redcore 3D.
Yeah. I was like, oh.
Rob was on the other day and he said his chat, his hangouts are different than my hangouts. So variety is good.
And Justin's stream are usually so late that I'm usually sleeping at that moment.
Variety is the spice of life.
Nice. I think Liam has that particular printer, Jimitsu, the Provert XL. I think that he has that. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Steve popping in.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Steve.
The Hugh Forge creator.
Oh, you for
back.
Steve.
Yeah.
We didn't press you that much to where you came back.
I'm back for a little bit. I can't be on too long today, probably an hour. I got to get back to trying to finish up 070 to get it out the door on Monday. So, but I wanted to come say hello.
Hello.
Really appreciate it. We went on live. We had a separate live stream at 10 o'clock other than this one. But Matt German won a printer from ComGrow, a 500 by 500 by 500, which can do some really big lithophanes. And we were working on that in that other live stream.
Okay. I knew that he had won that printer. Yeah, I saw the box on Wednesday night.
Yep.
But I haven't seen the printer yet.
Oh, wow, that's loud.
I'm amazed that he could keep it in the box still today.
Yeah.
Well, you got to find somewhere to put it. You got to find somewhere to put it. So that's, I can easily see leaving it in the box that long when I don't have anywhere to put it.
The bed slinger needs like an extra, 4 or 5 inches behind the machine for travel.
At least.
Yeah.
So don't hit the wall.
Well, plus you need half a meter at least of horizontal space. So I don't have that anywhere.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
I was doing something with one single color print.
Oh, like it's like with a shiny filament, right?
Yeah. He's supposed to change filament, after a certain height, and I was like, no, 4 hours. I'm going to bed. I'm just going as it is. Just why not?
Cool.
Looks like copper.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like a coin.
Yeah,
almost.
it's a steampunk copper.
Oh, nice.
I mean, kind of look like me.
Yeah.
Nightcore, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
No, I still need to figure out how everything works and how to do the slicer things,
The sliders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bottom to top.
Zach.
Dark to light in general.
So Zach, I saw your Z-Core stuff that you posted. How's that coming along?
I finally figured it out. There is a lot of people saying like, oh, but you need to think about, the stress on the x-axis, and I'm like, I know what I'm doing. It's going to be a very experimental kind of thing.
Yeah.
But during the live stream yesterday, I took my Voron with it, the Voron, and I was looking to the belt path, and I was like, yeah, but basically, I'm not crossing anything. You have a bottom belt and you have a higher belt, so it can work.
Hey, Matt.
So yeah,
when you're not talking, mute your mic.
Yeah, sorry.
It's fine.
It's a little bit loud, that machine. I mean, loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw that, and I thought there's going to be a bunch of people saying, "What's the point?" And I think the point is you try it and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Because every single time when everybody is talking about the Core XY 3D printer, you always see the box, and I was like, "Why not just cantilever system?"
Yeah. Well, it seems like a very good option for cantilevered belt printers too.
See?
Yeah.
And,
I think it's an interesting idea, and we won't know like how useful it is for what until you do it, prove it can be done, and then we say, oh, wait, maybe we could use it for this or that or whatnot.
Yeah, and the general idea is just I didn't know it probably existed, and I was like, okay, if it did exist, why don't we see it more mainstream? And I'm like, yeah, I tried to Google it. I didn't find any picture of it, anything that looks like it.
Let me interrupt for a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, we got DeWitt 3D Tim popping in.
Hey, how are you guys?
Hey, Tim.
Hey, Tim, how's it going?
Hey.
Good, how's it going?
Hey, Tim. How's it getting along, Rob?
I am trying to get this 2.4 printing. I'm having errors in Clipper, so I reached out to the Facebook group, and I got a few tips to try. It keeps erroring out when it's probing. So one of the key things that everybody was saying was tighten up my Z belts. So I've tightened my Z belts. I'm heat soaking the bed right now, and I'm going to try and see if that works. So
what's erroring out?
I kept getting, it was basically saying, here, I'll tell you the exact error that it said was, let me see right here. And there it is. I'll see if I can show that on camera. But it was saying probe sample exceeded samples tolerance.
Okay.
And it keeps saying that over and over. Now, it's not always at the same spot. Sometimes it's in the quad gantry level. Sometimes it's in the mesh level. And that's why people are suspecting the belt is not tight enough, and it has some variance in play in different parts of it. So, yeah.
What sensor are you using?
I'm using a clicky probe.
Nice.
But if if it doesn't smarten its butt up, I will steal the I've got a I don't even know where I put it. I got a beacon probe in for the trident over here that I'm building, but if it doesn't smarten up, I'll throw the beacon probe on here and get another one for the trident.
Cool.
So
So
I have
what
a
maker
first-gen
bot used,
beacon.
huh?
I have a first gen beacon. I really like that.
yeah, the beacons are great. And the thing is that this thing was printing fine up to a certain point, and then it started doing this, which kind of makes sense that the belts could be loosened a bit, right? So
Yep.
I've snugged all my 4Z belts up, and we're going to try it again and see. And I'm just heat soaking my bed to 100 for a little bit because it's chilly down here. So,
Hey,
see what
Tim,
happens.
drive down to Vegas. I know somebody that's got a really good deal on a rat rig with all the bells and whistles.
Oh God, you know what? My rat rig is still not running properly. I got to put a new hot end on, and I just don't have time for it. Like I'm so lost on time. This I've got to do a customer job on because I need the 300 millimeter size. A rat rig, I ended up having to farm the job out to Edmonton, somebody in Edmonton had a 500 millimeter printer. And then when I get a chance, I'll get the rat rig, hopefully get it switched up and running. So, yeah.
Rob, how are you getting along with the Raven?
I'm gonna give the one more army try. One more army try. I keep saying
Oh,
that.
yeah. I'm not giving up on it. I mean, but I just don't have the time to work on it right now. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then I've been doing videos
I know
on
what I
this.
did wrong. That's
Doing
the
videos
answer.
on this prototype I got. So
I know what I did wrong is the answer. So
there we go.
I'm not going to stay in this chat. I'm not going to stay. So, but yeah, I screwed up.
Jerry, do not look behind you, it says.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something coming to get you, man. Is that all done? Is it finished?
It's not painted, but that's all printed and done. Yeah.
All printed?
Okay.
Yeah. One of these days I need to start putting little cracks and things here and there and seams and then paint it, but it's all printed. I got a video out on it.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It took 35 rolls of filament.
Wow.
Is it better now? Can you hear me better?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, we can
All
hear
right,
you.
good. All right. I was talking and nobody was answering me, and I'm like,
Mm.
uh,
Maybe we didn't want to answer.
oh, that makes sense.
Hello. Is anybody out there?
How heavy is, like, I know you use 35 rolls of filaments, 35 kilograms, but theoretically, does that translate into 35 kilogram weight for that whole thing?
No, you got supports and stuff here and there, but
Yeah.
in each video I listed how much the legs weighed. I listed how much the tail weighed, how much the upper body. The upper body was 35 pounds.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I'd have to go through. I'd have to watch each video and write it down.
Can you lift it, or is it too delicate to lift?
Yeah, it can be lifted. I got it. It's
cool.
glued with glue. I don't know if any of the joints are 100% or they might pull apart.
Wow.
But as it sets, it's okay. But I'm sure if I took off the tail I hot glued in so I could remove it to take it out of the house. If somebody ever helped me carry it and kind of finagle it through a door, I think it'll work. I've never tried it, but I just don't know if any of the joints might pop because they weren't glued well enough. Because most of them with glue, once I put a lot of glue on each side and pressed them together, I put duct tape to hold it. And when I was working on the upper body, I don't remember what it was. If it was the leg or the upper body, one part in the video, a part popped off. I had glued the prior day. So I put a ton more glue on it, glued it, and I got the seam slightly off on the hip. It's not that bad. It's slightly off. But if I ever go to paint it, I can sand it straight. So, but yeah, it's pretty heavy. I'm thinking it's like, I don't know, if the top is 35, there's more filament in the legs than the rest of it. I use 15% in most of it. Once I got higher, I went to 5%. The tail's extremely heavy, but it's, like I say, it's hot glued in.
How many walls did you use?
35.
35 walls.
walls?
Yeah, 35. They're 2.2 pounds, right?
Not walls, rolls.
Rolls,
Oh,
35.
rolls.
Yeah.
Walls. Walls.
Yeah,
How many
Yeah.
walls?
asking walls.
I don't.
And then,
Probably
and then
four.
add in the weight of the glue. So
Probably
you know.
four. Six top, 4 perimeter, 4 bottom.
Yeah, because when you answered that, I thought 35 walls. That's a bit overkill.
Yeah.
Jerry really wants to make sure that it's all
It's strong.
strong enough.
It's solid, you know.
angle.
It's a solid
My
piece.
TDI fast my bamboo printer to print everything.
Hey, when you ain't got no teeth, man. So
How I weighed the parts is once I had them in like a Home Depot or Lowe's box, I weighed myself on a scale, and then I picked up the box, I deducted the difference, and then I started gluing it all together.
And I have a problem.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Probably print failure.
Oh, we can't see
Houston, we have a problem.
it. You don't have that camera turned over there.
I was wondering where he was going to put it.
I have no place here for that.
I'm behind on chat here. Let me go back and catch up.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, here's where we're talking about. Don't look behind me when I started talking about it.
What are you, a little Yamaha today? Yamaha.
Dreams Boy, hello. I used to love Yamaha, my favorite motorcycle. Had many. I had one
Right back.
Yamaha. I had one Harley, but I had all Yamahas most of my life.
I got a couple Yamahas in my garage.
If I was going to ride, it'd probably be in the Indian.
Yeah, it was always my motorcycle of choice with Yamaha.
I hardly
Outside.
drive or ride a Harley. I don't have a motor license.
I mean, I wouldn't ride here, man. No way.
Yeah, when I retired at 49, I wanted to buy a nice Harley but traffic in Vegas is really bad. Too many people run stop signs, stoplights, or texting, whatever they are. If I had a Harley, I wouldn't be live streaming right now, so I can't ride it. Too much traffic.
Yeah,
Too many-
I mean, if the freeway backs up, they go down the emergency lane. They do all kinds of crazy stuff here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Too many deer here. Do it safely.
So Matt, what happened? Did the print fail? It came unstuck from the bed. What?
Ground control, Matt.
Exactly.
And in about an hour, we'll give away a roll of Ziltech, and then probably a half hour or so after that, we'll do a roll of Polymaker. Because let's see, I'm allowed to give away 3 rolls of Ziltech film in a month, even though there's 4 weeks, I can do 3 rolls a month. And Polymaker, I give away 1 roll a week.
That's nice.
And this is one tough pussycat, man.
Oh, really? I don't want to know the detail.
And that's what I'm doing down here. Is the Godfather's pussycat.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing the Godfather sitting in a chair with a cat on his lap.
oh yeah, cool.
I was gonna resin print it, but to go up to 250, it wouldn't fit in the GK2. So I'm doing everything on the bamboo.
Well, you can cut the model too and print the parts separately and then glue it together.
Yeah, Luban, but I don't have a license for Luban.
No, you can go to Mesh Mixer. You can go into Bamboo Studio. A lot of slicers. You can drop the model in, cut it, save the file, and then bring it into your slicer for the printer.
I
Computer
hate
box or
seams.
whatever.
I hate seams though.
No, well, that's one way to do it.
I know. Seams frustrate the hell out of me.
I think we lost Matt.
Oh, he'll be
muted.
back. I can't. He's around the corner there. You can't see him. He's probably
Yeah,
working on his printer.
Probably cussing it out, so he muted himself.
Yeah.
Probably entering a new drawing.
Yeah.
And he's wearing headphones, so if we talk, only the person with the headphones on can hear us. So, how's your bird doing, Rob? And how's your health?
Well, the bird is wanting attention. Yes, Grammy boy. And my health is it's doing all right now. Knock on wood. I've actually been organizing the room that I'm in. I don't know if you can tell. And at work, I was cleaning up my office and fixing my work office. Actually, just yesterday, I stayed
Can't
late
tell.
and
Can't
stuff.
tell.
Yesterday at my office, I even installed new lights and was working on the actual building at my
Hey,
work.
Chris.
So that's good too.
Yeah.
But cleaning up my garage, organizing in here. It used to be just absolute junk piles in here, and it's getting better getting organized. I put up 3 more racks for filament just this last
You got
week.
a thumbs up in the corner from your son over by the vacuum cleaner.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, he held the thumbs up over there in the corner.
Thank
He's a
you.
good kid. And yes, it's an African gray.
So how is the printer going? What we the crow?
Oh, the Crooked Crow.
Yeah.
It's next to go on my fixing cart. I fixed my Mercury today. It had a clicky probe that did not want to dock. I actually took a funny video of it, where it's just launching itself out after it docks. But after I finish that ender, which is almost done, the Crooked Crow will go back up there, and I'll start working on it again. I'm also in the middle of a redo of the Baby Belt Pro as well, to make it easier to build and adjustable gantry angle and easier to ship and move. Hey Matt, you're back. How's your printer going?
Well, yeah. Hold on. Where's my print? What I had? Ah,
Did it
hold on.
finish? You said, uh-oh.
No. Yeah, it came off the build plate.
So it decided it was
Tossed it in the
finished.
trash.
I printed halfway, so bottom layer I need to level it again too.
Oh yeah, that's
because
way
the
too
bottom
far.
layer looks terrible.
We lost the adhesion. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it
wonder.
stuck for as long as it did with that first
Yeah,
layer.
I know. I didn't look. I just pressed start because I did the bed mesh thing, and I saved it, but it seems to be like at least 1 mil off.
Ooh.
That's a lot.
No Z offset?
Yeah, it have offset inside. I just have to adjust it, but I'm not gonna do it now because the machine is very loud.
It's got
and we're-
clicker on it. He has a lot to learn and figure out.
Yeah.
Just
So
look over the paperwork. Maybe they'll tell you what to do, but it's hard to say if it will or not.
yeah, the paperwork is kind of. I'm probably gonna ask a few questions in Grow later in the chat.
Well, don't throw away your first print off of it. You can use that to show people.
Oh yeah, I know.
Or if you chuck it, at least take a picture. That way you have.
I know what is wrong. I just have to bed level it again.
Yeah.
And baby step it. That's probably the easiest way. Just put a piece of paper underneath and then put them in all 4 corners and see if
Printer
it
that
works.
size doesn't have full auto bed leveling. I mean, I guess you do
Yeah,
want to
it
corner level
does.
it first.
It does. But
Like 48 points.
Yeah.
yeah.
Am I the only one that eyeball levels now corners? If I'm doing corners, I just put my head down, look at the nozzle gap, and I say, "Oh, it's just touching, just touch." And that's how I level. I don't use paper anymore. That's how I do it.
Matt,
Dale asked,
is that your printer or
for
is that
any,
Tim's printer?
That's Tim's printer.
Tim's.
My
Oh,
printer
I'll-
switched off.
I'll mute myself.
So Dale McCormick asked
We should have
about
noise cancellation, Tim. It shouldn't
Hold
pick
on,
it
I
up.
can't hear nothing.
about
Yes.
Q-Forge updates. 070 is like imminent. I'm hoping for Monday, but right now it's looking like Tuesday. I was hoping for this weekend, but I gave myself an out and said that there was like 75% chance this weekend. It's got a lot of new stuff, a lot of fixes, a lot of updates. Control Z works, which is probably the most common request. It works within a project. It won't unload an image or reload images or change projects, but within a project you can undo, redo.
Steve, do you want to share a screen to tell people or show them what Q-Forge is?
Sure.
There might be people in chat that have no idea.
Sure.
You're very welcome to self-promote. Everybody here is welcome to self-promote themselves.
All right, just a second. Let me bring something up. It's actually the one.
And we'll tell people what kind of price points you have for different plans.
Yeah, I got in during that sweet promo.
Yeah. There may be another not as sweet promo coming up, but I don't know the dates on that yet. So let me see. My problem is I have to share a whole screen, so because the pop-ups don't show up unless I share the screen. Okay, so I've got a window up.
There you go.
All right, so this is HueForge 070 test build, current test build. So there's a bunch of updates here. Some of this has shown up in videos, though I haven't talked about it, or little things I've done. So the thing I'm working on right now is filament importing and exporting. Exporting was easy; it's done. Importing is a nightmare, so I'm having fun with that. I was hoping to finish it yesterday, but it's still in progress. And then I got a couple more bugs and filament library stuff to update. But okay, so for anyone who hasn't used HueForge, it's a tool that lets you, it creates a mesh. This is a mesh here that's been created at different with variable layer height. It creates a mesh and lets you then use the translucency of filament to blend colors. So this is a pretty high number of swaps because it's color aware. Color aware is a mode I have that it's still pretty basic, but it tries to put colors in different heights so that you can separate them, which is what I did here. It requires more swaps because of the way it works, but mostly you're looking 5 to 6 swaps for this. This one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 swaps. But a lot of these, like all these blacks and whites, are the same color. So you don't actually know this one's different. So
your image on the right is one you're trying to copy that you got from wherever,
correct.
And the one on the left is what you're doing to change it to make it look similar to it. Okay.
What it should look like when it's done printing, assuming that my input data is correct, the color and the transmission distance being the most important. So for an example, let me show you. If I were to change the transmission distance of this red here and make it much lower, it would become much, much redder. If I make it bigger, like way higher, then it becomes, you almost don't see it. And then if I go back to where it actually is, you get the black blending into the red, blending into the yellow, and you get that orangish effect more than a red effect. But as I said, Control Z works. I can undo all those changes I just did. Oh, I redid a change. Okay. I can, you can, so one of the things that in the past, you get the sliders always read from bottom to top, but people like that to be from left to right as well. It doesn't have to be. If I move this blue down here, it still works as a blue. It's still there, but it's reading it, but it's now down at the bottom because we're down low. So if you did have it down low, though, you could reorder your sliders. If you decided you wanted it down there, now you can reorder them. You can invert them, and then you can turn them on and off. So now you can just disable it and see what the difference is with the blue and without the blue, which is something you couldn't do before. Before you had to drop the slider all the way to the bottom to see what the effect was, and then you'd lose track of where it was, and it was a pain. So now you can just click this button at the bottom. And this here, and also next to the sliders, is showing you what the color stack is. So this is how the colors blend and what the various colors are on the way up. So as I add the red, you can see that it gets added in, and now you've got this blend from red to gray.
Just a weird question. Is it starting with black? Because most of the things that I saw on the HueForge stand at Earth, I saw always black on the as a first layer. Is that?
Yep.
I think
you don't have to start as black, but generally the general rule for HueForge, because it's not backlit, these are not, though it will do backlit, but a filament painting, which is what we're set to right now up here, filament painting. A filament painting is generally from dark to light. Because you're doing, because you've got your, it's, so the color aware splits into 3 color bands. It splits a blue color band, a red color band, and a green color band, and stacks them on top of each other. But within each band, there's dark blue and light blue, and almost to white. And then there's, dark reddish to white. And then, so that's why I have black, blue, white, black, red, yellow, white. And then here I skip the black. I don't need it. I have the blue, green, white. So, so basically, this is basically 3 hue forges together. Is how this is kind of stacked together all in one vertical space. So that's why you see, like, on a normal hue forge or a more normal hue forge. Let me open one. Yeah. Got a more normal hue forge like this one, you're just going to see the one transition up to white from a dark. And as you can adjust how your dark colors are expressed, you get more of a brownish tone or less.
And you can use similar colors if you don't have the exact, but if you want the exact color, the code is there on the left. I'm not sure where you have it at right now. Or you can order the exact filament so it matches. So when you go to print it, it's exactly like, yeah.
Correct. So if you have, so you could right click over here and find the closest filament. It'll sort by color and set them up. Now, what I have changed is that there are some filaments in here that you can right click and go to the website and buy them. Anything you can do this on, I get a small affiliate cut for. But that you can see that now by the little box in the corner, that little cutout in the corner that tells you that these are purchasable filaments.
That's really cool.
And basically every single color that you have in your inventory, you have selected there.
Actually, no. So this is actually what Ian has. So I am always in development, and so I almost never have a setup where I have my own filaments that are in there, because I own a lot of filament. So I basically just put them in there, and I kind of know what I like to use and what I have, and I'll use those. Now, this filament library is very big. There's now over 270 just PLAs in here. So that's one of the big things I added, is now you can say I want a gray, and it'll just eliminate everything that doesn't have gray in it. And then you might say, well, I actually want a bamboo gray, so now I'm just to add that, and now I'm only getting bamboo grays. And I have all those grays. I just didn't check the box. The checkbox there for owned or unowned is just to help sort the list so that you see, because you can actually come down here and double click on this and hide the unowned, or hide the owned if you want to.
But it is basically on what you have in your inventory, so that you don't have to look for it. Or if I want to decide to go for light blue with white and maybe orange, then I need to tick that box next to it, right?
No, you don't have to tick this box. You can put it in. I mean, so this is just sorting. The owned thing is just to help sort your colors that you own to the top and things you don't own to the bottom. The library is going to be complete regardless of whether it's owned or unowned.
So you don't keep buying the same filament when you already have a roll that you're overlooking. You check it that you have it.
Yeah, that, or you just, you can click those in to see it, or, it really, the idea was just to bring them to the top, to the ones you see first. But yeah, so it's really like, this is just a convenience. It doesn't have any real meaning in Hue Forge itself. But yeah, if I wanted to bring a light blue, like the Bamboo Tough light blue, actually the Sunloop PLA sky blue may be better. I could bring it in. And it's one that actually Ian owns. I don't actually own this one. But I could get kind of maybe a moon look, bring the orange down.
Once you get the file done and you're happy with what it looks, what are the next steps? Okay,
so let's say I'm happy with this. You would save it. And then, so then you're going to bring it. When you save it, it saves this HFP file, which is the project. And then it also saves, let me see if I can bring that folder up quickly. Let's see here. This is good. Okay. So it also saves, so this was Sandstone Tiles 1. So Sandstone Tiles 1 is saved. The project, it'll copy your image into the folder and save it as whatever image type it was, because it needs, so you can recreate everything with just these two files. So if you delete you can always delete the STLs if you don't need them, because the STLs take a lot of space. So once you printed something and you're like, okay, I printed it, I'm good, you can delete the STL files and get them out of your folder and reduce your storage space, because you just reload the project, save again, and you got the STL file again. No problem. There's a describe.txt file. The describe.txt file just shows you what your layer swaps are. So it shows you what filaments were used, and then where to swap. So this says start with charcoal black at layer 9, and that layer 9 is the correct layer. It is not, oh, I need to adjust it because of that is what the slider in all the slicers Slick 3R, Prusa Slicer, Super Slicer, Bamboo Studio, Orca Slicer. When you go to that slider, and I'll show you, I want to slice up one of these. Hold on. Let me
In
just
Bamboo, when I've done it in the past, it's really easy.
Right. So hold on. So here's a Bamboo Studio. I'm going to actually add a tray because I actually do want to set this one up. Hold on. So I'm going to go to my projects. I'm actually going to grab that figure with the night sky. I wanted to slice this one up. So I'm going to grab the STL, bring it in. Oh, it's too big. Okay. So it's too big. This happens fairly often to people. Oh, it's bigger than I thought it was. Don't scale it down in the slicer. If you have to scale it in the slicer, make sure you do it non-uniform. You don't want to scale the Z. If you scale the Z, you'll screw things up. So what you really want to do is come back to HueForge, because there won't be that same number of layers. The blending depth won't be the same. Nothing will be the same. So let's come back to this guy. Just come in here and say, oh, actually, I really meant this to be 240 tall. It'll rescale it. You save it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you save it, though, because the file name of the STL includes the size of the STL, so that it's easy. Like if you want to save a couple of different sizes, like one for a mini, one for a bamboo, one for your 300 by 300 printer, you can do that, right? So I'll just delete that one because I don't need it anymore. Delete this one out. Come back. We'll put this project in. Okay. So now this one will fit. Okay, it fits now. I don't do the purge or this test on the bottom, so you can do that, or if you want, you can rotate it, to fit a little bit easier here on the side. Okay. So then what you're going to do, what I like to do, because of the way I set my things up, if you see here, the minimum depth is 0.48. 0.48 minimum depth, actually, let me change this here. Won't make a difference, but 0.48 means there is no mesh. Gary Curtis, this is HueForge. It's a software I wrote. It is not only for Bamboo. It is swap at layer height only. So you don't need an AMS. It's just easier for AMS. But as long as your printer can swap at a layer, you can do this. I did all my development without any Bamboo printers. And I often kept myself to, 3 to 5 swaps. But you can totally do this without any kind of automated swapping system. You just need to support M600 or something equivalent so that you can pause, remove the filament, replace the filament, and go again. Okay, so minimum depth means there's no HueForge mesh below minimum depth. It's just solid. So I set the minimum depth to 0.48. I like that. It gives me a nice sturdy print like this. It doesn't bend very much. I don't know if I can make that show up. Nope, it doesn't want to with my background. I'll have to take my background off. But anyway, I like 0.48. So what I do to speed up printing, and I started doing this recently, is I'll come in here, right click, add a height range modifier. You can do this in Prusa Slicer too. Set it from 0 to 0.48. And then I just set my layer height here to 0.16. So I get 3 layers of black at the beginning. And that just prints a lot faster and gives me still a pretty thick print. So then you slice it. This does take a while. We have some settings that we've worked out for this, because I'm printing at 0.04. I'm a robot now. Hold on. I might be a robot and breaking up a little bit because slicing is pretty rough. But I'm at 0.04 layer height, which, yes, you can do with a 0.4 nozzle. But we did have to slow down we don't have to do that, but we did have to slow down in Prusa Slicer or in Bamboo Studio to support that. So otherwise you get resonance patterns on the print.
And which print speed is is good to use?
I mean, for 0.08, we just run full speed, but for 0.04, these are the speed settings that I use right here. The most of it is the solid infill and the top infill that really matter. They have to be slowed down to 100 to 150 for top surface, and then same thing here. But these settings are ENs and they work really well. Let's let this finish slice. Oh, it did finish slicing, I think. No. Oh, it stopped slicing for some reason. It thinks I changed something. Okay, I'm going to turn into a robot for a minute.
Steve, I just bought HueForge actually because I've been wanting to, and it looks really cool. Is there a guide or anything on how to do it? My wife has really been wanting me to make a complicated lithophane for a while, and I'd really like to be able to do that. Just I loaded the picture up and it's all just in black and white. I don't know how to apply the colors or anything. So I was wondering if there's a guide somewhere I could look at later.
Yeah, just a second.
A lot of people have done videos on YouTube. I did one about I don't know, 6 months ago. It's real basic, but it kind of gives you pointers.
I do have a playlist of tutorials. Hold on. Let's see here. Give me the playlist share link, please. Okay. There.
Okay, guys,
so
I just turned on the drop. But my screen's too small.
You're looking to make lithophanes, right? Here, I'm dropping a link. I don't have, I'm not in the chat on YouTube, so I dropped my playlist in the private chat. If you want to post it in the main chat, I'd be happy with that. So lithophanes are a bit different in HueForge because they're layer swap and because the blending depths are much deeper. So you're going to be much more color limited. But this is actually how I started. I started doing lithophanes. That's what I wrote HueForge for first, and then I went to frontlit, and that was something that was really kind of new. Okay, I'm almost done here slicing. It's telling me I have some error regions, but I don't believe I do. Sometimes the slicers give you like, oh, you're floating, but there's not anything floating. I don't have any manifold errors, so it should be good. Okay, so I've sliced here. Yeah, you don't want to simplify. You don't want to fix. I will say that I do want to say that in the current version that's out, there are manifold errors that occur. And when that happens, you normally want to increase or decrease the size of your print by 1 millimeter. And that tends to fix it. But I spent a lot of time on the mesh work for this version so that will go away. It shouldn't be an issue. Okay, so here we have our print sliced. Now we need to add our layer swaps. And I'm going to bring up on my other screen, I'm going to bring up my swap information because I won't be able to see. Actually, hold on. I can do this small. Okay. Okay, so my first swap is at 0.52. So all of these swaps are correct for the slider. What the slider is set to is it's the first layer of the new color. And the first layer, but that's what the slider needs. So HueForge is already compensated for that. So you do the exact instructions. So that 0.52 is the first one, and I'm going to navy blue. And then navy blue goes up to 0.64, and then I change to white. Make sure it's the right white. That's the right white. Then at 0.92, I go to black again. Sorry, I'm still getting over a cold. Then at 1.4, I'm afraid when you ask me to present, I'm going to cough like crazy.
Get a drink.
1.4 goes to red. Yeah, I should take a drink. Here you go.
It's winter.
And then at 1.68, we go to yellow. Then at 2.0, I go to ivory white, which I don't have loaded in here right now, but I'm going to put it in this orange slot here. So I'll put it there. I can change that. Well, when I change that color, I have to reswipe. So let me finish this and then back to navy blue at 2.28. Now, this is a lot of swaps because I'm doing color aware. I don't want people to think that that's super common. When you're doing normal, you don't need this many swaps. Green, and then white at 2.4 to the rest. And it's this one. Okay. Since I've already done this, let me change this to white. And we'll slice that. The second slice goes a lot faster. It's just assigning the colors and any filament flow modifications to the model. Now,
on your AMS, after you go through the first 3 colors out of 4, then you can reload those first 3 with the next ones that are going to be coming up.
Yeah, if you're doing, yeah, I have 2 AMS units, so I don't have to do that. I have 8 colors, but yes, yeah, and you can even load them all here. You can say I have 8 colors, and then you can go reassign them to the slots in the AMS. Now, I wanted to show you this because then if I bring up the Hue Forge, let me rotate this. So this does not look like what I have on Hue Forge, right? This looks very different, and I can show you that this is the same, right, as this. Now, this yellow is not quite as bright, but basically this is the same image here. So I have this mode where you can confirm that what's in your slicer matches. But yeah, don't expect it to match what's here, because if it did, you wouldn't need Hue Forge at all. Hue Forge would make no sense. So this is how you set it up to slice, and then once you're done, you would send it to your printer. Now my printer is printing calibration prints right now, so I can't send it, but I do plan on sending it. This is a big, deep, long print. So it is 14 hours and 40 minutes, which is a long time. I don't normally print them. They don't normally take more than 7 or 8 hours. Color aware needs to be thicker to have the color space for it, and so it does take longer to print, which is annoying.
And if you wanted to print something that's like 4 foot by 4 foot, how would you do that in Hue Forge? How could you cut it up in Hue Forge?
Right, that's a good question. So if you want 4 foot by 4 foot, so Hue Forge does have a file. Okay, there's a file in the folder here. There should be a file in the folder here. There it is. There's a user settings.ini in the folder. And you can increase the maximum width and height and the number of triangles. But for 4 foot by 4 foot, you would need to be at like 1200 millimeters, which is a lot. So what I would actually recommend in that case is probably break it up into printer-sized chunks in a photo editor first. And say, okay, I'm going to do 24 inches or 240 by 240, or I'm going to do 8 inches by 8 inches because that's a nice, easy tessellation into 4 feet. But then, so let's say I was doing this one, right? What I would still do is I'd come into here and I'd do the single image version at the size that I wanted, like, or at the size of one. Well, actually, it doesn't matter how many elements there's. I'd do the single version, but I'd uncheck this full range box. That full range box can modify based on what the local contents of the image are, how much color variation there is. So basically, let's see, if I were in just this area here, there's no black and there's no white. And so the luminance range is actually very small. The actual range of color heights is small. And what full range would do would blow that up to give you more detail, which you normally want. But when you're chopping it up into pieces, you don't want that. So you uncheck full range if you're going to chop into pieces. You get this set so that the whole thing looks good. And then you would just drop your individual pieces in and save those as different projects. So you'd already have chopped the image up in Photoshop or some online tool to chop the image up into pieces, or just like Paint, but like breaking it up, taking your pieces apart. And then you would just drop one into here. It would already have all the colors and settings exactly the same. Nothing would change. You just then go to File, Save, and save as, File, Save Project as, and give it a new name. Maybe if you break it up into like 3 by 4, you'd say 1 1 1 1 2 1 3, whatever you want to name it, your scheme, and then you just save each one of those off. And then in the slicer, you can just keep dropping in the new slice models with the same sliders if you want, or you can do one big event.
If you cut them up in another program, you'd have to save each one of them individually, or would you cut them up, export it as one file, bring it in here as one file, but they're all cut up already?
You can't do that yet. Not currently. Currently, it won't support. Oh, I want this to be this big. So like if I do plan on supporting that eventually. Hey, I want this image to be this big, but I want it in chunks no bigger than this, right? So then it chops it up into pieces for you. That's not done yet. That's not in here. So yeah, you bring.
Let me rephrase that. If you cut it up in another program like you mentioned, would you have to bring in each piece individually and then color them one at a time?
So what I'm saying, no, almost. So you cut the photo up in another program, but you've already colored the whole image. You do the whole image coloring once, and then you drop your piece in and leave your sliders alone. Nothing needs to change here.
Oh, okay.
each individual piece will be colored correctly based on what you already set for the base image.
Okay.
And you don't, and make sure this full range is unchecked so that they don't get the mesh doesn't get modified from the mesh that's here. Like the height of everything, like over in this section, is the same when it's just this section as when it's the whole image. So full range has to be unchecked. That's the only thing that needs to be unchecked.
Okay.
And also, if you're printing it that big, you probably can increase your detail size a little bit because it's just going to be a huge image that doesn't need to be as small. You're not going to be losing as much detail. Like you're not going to be as worried about the small details, and it'll make printing easier and the number of triangles a lot smaller.
Yeah, that was just a wild number. Thinking if somebody want to make a poster size or something really big.
We've seen 1.2 meters by 800 millimeters. We've seen someone print that. I saw someone cover a whole coffee table with multiple piece U-Forge prints. How good your edges are will matter. Now, I normally slice with one perimeter. Actually, let me show you the most important, for speed, the most important slicer parameters are here, is right here. At least in Bamboo Studio and Orca Slicer, this top shell thickness number invisibly applies instead of the top shell layers. So it defaults to 0.8. And if you think about it, if it's 0.8 millimeters and you're going at 0.04 millimeter layer height, that is a lot of layers. It's a lot of layers, and top shell layers take a whole lot longer to slice. So if you set this to 0, your slice time will drop a ton. So we normally do 999 bottom shell layers because those pretty much don't have to do a lot of overhang checking and things like that, which are never going to be an issue in HueForge. HueForge will never have overhangs. And then we just set a small number of top shell layers, and then we set 100% infill, but it shouldn't matter because we're at 100% bottom or 999 bottom shell layers. But taking this top shell, this defaults to 0.8. If I slice this at 0.8, it's going to take a long time, really long time. So, and yeah, this one's 2.5 millimeters tall, and it's got a lot of details, so it's take a little while to print, but they're generally worth it. Here, let me turn my background off real quick.
Hello, Simon.
Oh, Simon, thank you.
So,
thank you very much for earlier.
This is one I just printed using Color Aware as well. I haven't printed in forever, but this is one I just did.
Hold on, let me turn off this other screen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is one I just did that I'm real happy with. The white was a little bit lower TD than I thought. This was a new white I hadn't used before. But otherwise, I think it came out really well.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm very happy with it. Testing some new filaments and things. So, and then there actually has been a bug in HueForge for a while on the way that luminance works that I just fixed, so that helped make that better. People are like, "Oh, did you fix Color Aware to make it better?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, but not the way you think. I just unbroke something." So,
opposite of what I did.
Sure.
Once you finish the file and you export it, and then you decide later, well, wait a minute, I want to blow that up big. Can you take the finished file you exported into a program, cut it? When you throw it in your slicer, then you increase it, but not the Z, obviously.
Correct. XY. It's generally totally safe to increase your increase the scale. It's just decreasing the scale is likely to. If you decrease the scale too much, if you drop the scale by 10 or 15% to make it fit the bed, it's probably fine as long as you don't change your Z. But if you drop more than that, the minimum nozzle size, the detail size that's set in HueForge is the rule of thumb is no smaller than half the nozzle diameter. And that's just because I find that it creates more artifacts and more likelihood to jam because the features are just too small and they'll slice away and things. So, so when you blow it up, you're increasing the detail size. You're fine. You're not going to cause any problems, and especially as you blow it up, pretty much you're good with bigger detail sizes anyway. So yeah, generally speaking, you can scale it up and chop it up with the plane cut tool or whatever you want in the slicer.
What kind of pricing do you have on HueForge right now?
Okay, so personal use, which is a lifetime license for use, but you only get updates for 2 years, is $18. Then there's 2 annual commercial tiers. There's the limited commercial, which is you can sell prints, and that's $45 a year right now. After the year, if you decide it wasn't worth it, it reverts to personal use. The professional, you can sell prints and model files, and then you can sell behind a paywall. So like Some people get away. Oh, it's not commercial. I just have a Patreon and they're free. No, if it's behind a Patreon, it needs the Pro model. That's $100 a year, and then lifetime professional is $250. That also comes with 2 years of updates. I haven't worked out yet what pricing is, but you have commercial rights forever. People, oh, it's not lifetime because I have to pay. I have to get updates. Updates won't be at that price, but you have lifetime rights to sell at all those tiers. And then if you are selling something, so if you've created something under, this is something I just added to the license agreements. If you have created something and you're selling it under a valid license, you can keep selling it after the license expires. You just can't make new stuff. So that was something I changed recently because I thought there were a couple of issues with it, especially around professional, but I did it for both limited commercial and professional. So as long as you've created it and there's evidence that you created it before the expiration of your annual, and in fact, there's a grace period for that, then you can sell it forever. You just can't make new stuff. So I try to make it really, really affordable because, I'm a home hobbyist. There's not a ton of money out there for stuff, but I think that it can make a lot. If you can find a market, someone recently just said I upgraded to limited commercial and forgot to, because you can also upgrade. You can buy it personal and upgrade to limited commercial or pro or lifetime and get what you paid off. There's coupon codes that are always there for that. PU upgrade, LC upgrade, and Pro upgrade. They'll always work as long as you're within their window. PU upgrade forever. LC upgrade and Pro upgrade will work for a year because they're annual. But if he forgot to do that, and he said, "Oh yeah, I've already made that money back in sales." So yes.
Do you ever have Black Friday sales?
I did have a Black Friday sale actually.
Okay.
My question for you is, so if I buy a huge forge for a year, and how many times I have to buy it to get the full license?
It never automatic. It's not like Luban. It doesn't automatically update.
Right.
If you just keep buying annual, you keep buying annual. My honestly, so I just can't keep track of that honestly. And also, I figure that if the annual license works for you, you're probably you're making money off of it. You're probably going to pretty quickly just say I'm buying lifetime because why wouldn't I? If it makes sense, it makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, then
Luban only have one license. You have multiple license. Basically,
right.
one license. Even if you have a month license, you can create something and then sell it.
Right.
And if it expires, then it's a similar rule to that. What you have, you can't create new stuff.
Right.
It will not work properly anyway. Not Luban if it runs out. Because you can't create any large files. You can create small files, anything below 10 megabyte. And once you unlock it again, but if you have it like, let's say, a year Luban, and then next year you stop, and then again you take on for 2 years, and then again you take off for another year, and then go again on for another 2 years, you have your 5 years. And you will be able to get the
lifetime.
Yeah, I think that's a great deal. If I heard you correctly, if you create it while you're under the commercial license, and then a year from now I drop it, those things I created during that time I can keep making and selling. But obviously, I got to get a new license if I want to make something different or change it.
Correct.
Yeah,
that's correct.
Yeah.
No.
So there were some issues. There were some specific issues around professional, because professional, you can sell the model files with any license attached to them that you want. So you could sell them with commercial licenses through Patreons and stuff like that. Hey, you guys can print and sell. And technically those licenses would continue, but then you'd no longer be able to sell your own STLs. So that didn't make sense. So I said, yeah, that doesn't make sense. So let's fix that. Generally speaking, I try to be as permissive as I can. It's a household license. You can install on multiple OSs and on multiple computers. And there's no key for it. If you want to steal it, you can steal it, but it's $18. It's a spool of filament. Please buy it and support an individual developer. And honestly, I've had a lot of support. People have been supporting it.
But I cracked your software already.
Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Thank you.
I cracked my own software because I figured either someone was going to crack it or I was going to have so many support issues on keying that I wasn't going to be able to deal with it right now. Now, at some point, I may.
Using?
I may what?
What, you using encryption?
No. It's
No?
completely. I mean, I'm obfuscating code, but there is no key. It is unkeyed. There is no. I mean, if you give it away, I can't stop you.
Wow.
Now, there may be at a point that at some point in the future, I may change that just simply for software distribution ease of use, and not specifically for I'm trying to restrict you ease of use. But like, a lot of people don't like that you get emails and you have to go update manually. But I'm like, I can't handle an automatic update when I can't validate that you have a real license. So you have to get an email with the download link to your account.
How about you give each, when you download your license, the new updates, once you have it, why not have like a serial number on it, and the serial number matches up with the email? Is it too much work?
I mean, I already kind of have that with the, I mean, right now I don't have that. There's at some point something will probably come in, but honestly, my general feeling is it's locked door policing, right? Honest people are going to follow the rules. Dishonest people were not going to follow the rules anyway.
Exactly.
The only reason I would add keys at this point for this product would be to make distribution easier and updates easier. I wouldn't be doing it for security. I'd be doing it for distribution and updates. At some point, I do have other products that I'm looking at. So I went full time last week. So that was like kind of my big thing. I went full time last week.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. And so obviously people have been buying it enough that I can go full time. I have a family of 5, so people have been really good about it. And I've definitely seen some conversations where people say, "Hey, who can send it to me?" And people are like, "It's $18, go buy it." I'm not going to send it to you.
Yeah.
And my biggest issue actually is that Shopify is a little weird about European direct bank payments and things like that. And I've had a really hard time dealing with that because they all want to pay PayPal. I won't take PayPal. And for some reason, Shopify won't take bank cards. I'm like, why would you not take bank cards? That's like the easiest, safest thing to take because it's actually a direct, withdrawal from money in your bank. But they'll only take Visa, MasterCard, and Amex bank cards. So that's been an issue that I've been trying to work out. And all the extra payment processors will reject me because I'm not big enough. They're like, oh, you're not going to make enough money. So we don't want to be your payment processor. So I'm still working on that.
Just as a heads up, like I said, I just bought it about a half an hour ago. And about 15 minutes ago, I got a notification from my bank saying, "Hey, we think your account's been hacked. There's this $18 fee." Said, no, that's legitimate.
I haven't. I've had a couple of people who, when they see their statement like a month later and see it coming from Horn and Rohde, not from QForge, they forget what it was. But I haven't really had people tell me that they're getting notified of potential fraudulent purchases. So that's interesting. I haven't seen that. And most of the time I email them and say, "Hey, did you not know that Horn and Rohde was QForge? Because I see you've downloaded it." Like if they didn't download it or anything, I'll be like, "Hey, is this fraudulent? Because I'll refund you. I didn't know." I can't. I believe you.
I know you can't see that.
I believe
probably
you.
Shouldn't put it up big enough that people can see because it's coming from my bank.
Probably not. Yeah.
Question back on this. The update thing. 2 years, whatever. I'm sure that being a hobbyist, you're familiar with Lightburn, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, have you thought about using that type of renewal base?
I have.
To work for them.
I have considered that, and I might go there. Actually, I am looking at a related laser product, and for that one, I'd almost certainly go with the Lightburn model. But yeah, I have considered that, where you get a year of updates, and then you have to basically buy it again if you want more updates.
When you first buy it, you pay a big price, but then on your update, your annual, it's less. Yeah, I have no problem with less. With the
Lightburn is forever, but if you want the updates, new features every year, then you got to pay more money, or you just keep using it as is.
And who doesn't want updates? I do.
Well, and that's the plan for personal use and lifetime right now. That it would be a much lower price but I cannot stop your husband from calling it Huge Forge, but I'd really like to. That seems harder to say, Luis. Like Huge Forge is way harder to say than Hue Forge. I do have some people that just call it Hue. I was using Hue the other day. I'm not a fan of that either, but I'll accept it.
My dad's name was Hubert, which he died when I was 17. But my neighbor, every time he came to the house, before he got the door, he starts yelling, "Hugh, are you home, Hugh?"
So
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but I always call it huge forge.
my biggest issue, so at launch, right? I am glad I didn't key it because, I mean, just for my own personal sanity, because at launch the support requirements were so high, and I was working a day job, as well.
Yeah.
That if I had keys as well, I would have gone insane, because there, you already get the issues with, oh, my hardware doesn't work, and my software is just not running, and like vague error messages, and
there do internet websites out there where you can customize your web page, where if they do a payment, they automatically get the code sent to them.
Yep. Well, that's what mine does.
The thing is, only you have to line the codes up in the code bar, and like you make so many codes available. The only thing is you need to keep putting them back into the system to feed the system new codes.
Right. Yeah, actually, my current downloader will do that.
That's cool.
So I started with the free. So when I started this, I did not have excess resources just to pay for commercial websites and things like that. It was very much, bootstrapped.
Well, your mom and shop, right? I mean, mom and pop shop.
Yep. And so even just looking at it's $500 or $600 to launch a website with commercial sales and keys and subscriptions and stuff. And I was like, I can't just, I had no idea how it was going to sell. Right. So I couldn't do that at the time. Now I have resources to consider things like that. So in any case, I'm happy with how many people have bought it. I'm happy with how much support I'm getting in the community. And I think that being really, less strict and limited has been good for the community. I think the community has responded well to that in general. There's some people that still think that my licenses are evil for some reason. I don't understand it, but that's fine. They can.
That's the whiners.
Let's give away a roll
People
of
think
everybody.
people think they have the right to get everything for free.
Yeah.
But they
those
do
are the
not
people
think.
who live in mama's basement.
I'm sorry, those are the people. Nothing against. Yeah.
Let's give away roll filament.
Yeah. Cool.
Hey, just FYI, the Ziltech Milky White is a very nice high TD white, which is great for HueForge. Just in case
We're going to do a giveaway for one roll of Ziltech filament. It's USA only. Anyone in the world can enter, but it must go to a USA address. Their filament comes out of China in their plant, but they just started producing some of it in Texas. And they got aluminum extrusion. They sell 3D printers. They have all kinds of filament, all kinds of colors, types, this, that, and other. So we're going to draw for one person. If you've won them within the last month or so, please don't enter, because I don't like seeing repeat people constantly win. The whole point in them giving away filament is to get new people to try it, like it, and hopefully buy more and come back in the future. If you win and you don't want it, I can redraw, or you can donate it to somebody, but it must be a USA address. You must be present to win. And what'll happen, you win, I'll give you my email in chat. You write that down, email, go to ziltech.com, tell me what kind of filament with your mailing address. I'll give that to my rep. They'll mail it out Monday, and you'll have it by next Friday or Saturday, depending on the weather where you live at in the U.S. So let me pull up the screen. We'll do a drawing. We've got 24 people entered. Hashtag USA. We're going to draw one winner. Must be present to win. Here we go. Somebody count down from 5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And here we go. Mark H. in North Carolina. Are you here, Mark H.? And have you won the last month or so? If not, congratulations. You are the winner.
He just submitted like 30 seconds ago.
So he's here. Let's see if he says something in chat.
Hey, Daisy Wilsey.
Well, you have not. There you are, Mark. Okay, congratulations. I'm going to give you my email in chat, Mark. Go to ziltech.com, hopefully sometime today. Look at their filament. Tell me what kind of filament you want. Give me your mailing information, and I'll give it to my rep.
I'm printing with the spool that I won on your stream, Jerry, right now.
All right. There's my email, my real email. Congratulations on winning. And then I'll put a link there in a minute for the Polymaker, but we'll do that here in a minute.
I like their spools. I like their new spool pattern. They're really nice.
Makes good prints too.
But yeah, they're milky white. It's like a 14 TD. It's really good.
They have good filament. I think Polymaker is better because sometimes Ziltech filament don't like my AMS unit. I've had that happen occasionally. Where Polymaker, I've never had problems.
I think Polymaker's more consistent for sure. But yeah, I got a great deal on that spool too. I actually bought that. I haven't bought filament much, but I bought that one and a couple others and got a great deal on them.
All right, Steve, because we've always talked about in this group about different filaments. You, in your position, who do you think is number one out there? Polymaker?
For what?
Filament.
But
there's a lot of companies.
I know there's a lot of companies, but I'm always curious. Who's number one?
Well, Kenny, for engineering, for color accuracy, for strength, for ease of
Polymaker.
printing.
If you want really consistent filament, it's Polymaker.
I know.
If you want great filament for HueForge, most of it's not Polymaker because they are too low TD because they have too much pigment in it to make sure that you don't have a lot of color bleed through, which is normally desirable. But for my case, it's not. So I actually, I like a lot of different manufacturers who manufacture different filaments at different ranges of transmission distances. So I'm going to get Polymaker for the lows because they're great, consistent colors that I can rely on. And I have really good data in the database because they were the first ones to go and run the data themselves and do all the calculations and send me the data. So for low TD filament, I'm going to go with Polymaker. And there's plenty of cases where I want to transition fast from one color to the next. And that's what I want. I don't like their cardboard spools in the AMS, but that is what it is. But actually, like the Sunlu Meta range is great for higher TD filaments in HueForge and prints really, really well and at low temperatures. And then I was doing a bunch of print to order with PETG, and I just went through every cheap vendor, and the only one I had trouble with was Zero, and that was only because I needed to print hotter than other PETGs. But they were all basically the same. So I'm not super picky.
Guys, I know that's a loaded question. I know that. Okay. I like hearing, a discussion about that because it's kind of a loaded question. So not a fair question.
And on the Bamboo Lab printing PLA, 99.9% of the time I leave my door shut. I don't need to vent it, but there are some filaments you may need to leave the door open, like Joel was talking about. But most of the time it's fine being shut.
I close my door. I've had too many jams.
You're right, Zach?
But I print at really low layer height, so the filament
You mean you open your door? You said you closed your door.
I open my door, but that's because I'm printing very small amounts of filament at a time, and so it's just soaking in there. If I don't leave my door open, I get jams.
What do you open, a couple inches or all the way, or
both? I mean, normally it just needs a couple inches. But I mean, I often have them quite open. You can't see them, sorry. I often have them open halfway. But basically it's just a matter of, because a 0.04 millimeter layer height, you're not pushing that much volume, and so you've got heat creep problems if you're not real careful. So but I'm a HueForge is an unusual print case. If I was printing a big box or something normal at 0.2 or 0.28 millimeter layer height, I'd close the door because it's nice to have it closed.
My warranty runs out next month, and I've had a few things go wrong throughout the year. Most recently, a month ago, I had a camera replaced, but it's 99% perfect is the way I describe it. It's almost a perfect printer. Out of everything I've ever owned, it's been the best up to this point. I've never tried a K1, but I've watched a lot of videos on them, so I can't compare it to the K1. I've never tried one personally.
Yeah, what shall I say about the Creality K1?
Yeah,
well, you have both, don't you, Zach? Don't you have a Bamboo?
I've got the Cutie Tech. I've got the K1. I've got the P1S. If you're watching my videos on the channel from the Cutie Tech, I did already a video 1 week after and showing how many prints that I did in just 1 week. I didn't do that with the other two, so.
I had the pre-release Cheaty Tech X Plus 3, and then they recalled them right after my video, and they changed the carbon rods, and they did this and did that. and I think the fan they quietened it down. So I have the pre-released, and I did have a bunch of prints that failed. I haven't used it. I haven't used it that much, and from what I've seen on the K1 when it first came out, wasn't that great. I don't know if they fixed all their problems, so I don't know right now. I've seen a couple of people, like I think Tim from TH3D was wrecked. He just got an X1 Carbon like a day or two ago, and he was talking about he thought the K1 was a better printer for the price, but I'm not sure. I don't have a K1.
Well, the issue, I think the K1 Max might be better for the price, but I can't imagine that the K1's better for the price just for the build volume. I don't know.
I mean, I did print quite a lot on it, but honestly, it's having a lot of bad adhesion issues, and I don't want to mess too much with sprays and stuff like that. You know, the thing is, if you want to do a little baby stepping, you know, because the nozzle is just too high off the build plate, you cannot really do that in the device part of the printer, you know.
The Bamboo Studios,
you don't have the leveling knobs to adjust it a little bit.
So, you can't do that in Bamboo either. I hate that. Like I'm looking at it like, oh, I'm too close, or my flow is just a little too high. Let me adjust it. I can't.
No,
that drives me
exactly.
Crazy.
It's not the option within Clipper that you have the possibility to just move the bed a little bit, just a tiny bit more.
In Clipper, you have that where?
Oh, you can do it on Fluid or Mainsail. You can just adjust it.
Yeah, I'm using always Mainsail, and that works perfect.
I'm new to Clipper, so
you'll learn it. Get in touch with me.
You want me to share that screen, Steve?
Yeah, just a sec. Yeah, you can share the screen.
Yeah, and speaking of pre-releases, like Jerry said, since I kickstarted on Bamboo.
Yeah.
Hello? I kickstarted on Bamboo. I don't think I'll ever do it again because I was talking to my realtor last night, who is also a Kickstarter, and he said Kickstart is turning into a cesspool. Anybody else do Kickstart?
When Kenny first met me on the screen, he was always saying, "Now I was on a Kickstarter. I got the first machine. I'm going on about it." And I told him one day, and I messaged him. I said, "Kenny, that just means that you're going to have more problems than everybody else."
I know. I don't think I'm ever going to do a pre-release again.
Yeah, first generation.
Me not either.
No, I mean I've had nothing but problems with my AMS.
Yeah. So Matt, this on Mainsail, these are your Z offset adjustments here. So you can go up and down by these amounts. Fluid has a very similar interface. They don't really do anything until you start printing, but you can do it live as you start. You can adjust them up or down.
No.
You can also do it. It'll actually tell you what the command is over here. So you can see the command right there. You can adjust that command. I can copy it and paste it into the console and adjust and be, minus 2.2 or 5 if I need to. Not that I normally want to do that, but yeah. So this is your live Z adjust, and then you can save it. And you can actually save it and apply it to the nozzle offset if you want. And I have it in my macro file as well. But
yeah, I have to hook it up first to the over Wi-Fi my Congro.
So, but yeah, you definitely want to be running. Now I don't know if they've done anything that's non-standard Clipper, but but so anyway, this is where the Z offset is here. Fluid won't show the Z offset. I have a Fluid window here, but it won't show the Z offset. It's right here, but it won't show it really until you run. But yeah, here you can you pick your offset and then up or down. I actually kind of like this one better. That you pick the offset and then go up or down. But anyhow, I run both just to see which one I like better. So I was all Clipper printers. They're all over here.
Yeah, I'm used to Marland.
So my first Ender 3 in 2019 before I got in the summer or early summer, like May, and by the fall I was running Clipper. But I'm a software developer, so I was wait, it's
Marlin.
Python.
You can't change on the fly. Clipper, you can do everything right now live.
Yep. So that's the one thing that I really wish Bamboo would add was the option to, I need to lower my flow. It's wrong. Rather than stop the print and start again. I'm like, oh, flow's a little high. Let me adjust that down. Nope, can't do that. So
I can write code too, but encryption code I can write like World War I code.
Okay.
And I can read it too, just by looking at it. So it's very interesting. It used to be a hobby of mine, what I used to do.
So
That's cool. And yeah, I can adjust my extrusion factor on the fly too here. So it kind of drives me nuts that I can't. And I'm fine with, hey, you need to turn that on somewhere in Bamboo Studio. Now, Orca will let you set your bed offset.
Rob,
in
hold on
the
just a
setting.
minute. Rob's got to take off, everybody.
Oh, okay. Actually,
Have a great
man.
night, Rob. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it.
bye.
No problem. Thanks for having me, Jerry, as always.
Take
Take
care,
care,
my
man.
friend.
Here.
Give me a call.
Watch them deer, man. Watch them deer.
I should
Yeah.
probably head out too and get back to coding filament import.
Yeah, I remember when you dropped in, you said you just need to be here for just a little bit. You've been here for a while.
Yeah, I was hoping for an hour, and it's been about an hour and 20 minutes, but that's fine.
Well, I
Hey,
appreciate all the knowledge and everything you told everybody. And like I
Absolutely.
say, if you want to talk, you're always welcome when you come on to talk about what you're doing or share things, because more people may not know who you are or what the program is, and they pick up little tidbits here and there, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Steve, I got to throw out a funny, man. I got to throw out a funny before you go because you left your butt off. My coding consists of a Commodore 64 magazine. There.
You made me cough my way out. All right.
All right.
Take
Okay,
care. Thank
later.
you. Have a great day.
You
Good
copying it for the magazine? You get it? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Back in the day? Okay.
Yep. I did basic out of PC Magazine. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Take care. There's a link if anybody like to drop in. You're very welcome to. Find out who you are. Yeah, it was great having him on. Great having Rob on.
It was, man. It was nice.
Yeah.
What wasn't sinking in my head that I asked him is if you slice up the file in HueForge, and I want to confirm it because I think that's what he already said, then I can take it in another program, cut it up in pieces, and I can blow that up in my slicer to a certain extent and print them, and then I can put it back together on the wall. So I guess I'll have to experiment with it.
Kind of like what Patrick did on when I said you got such a small workspace on a Galvo, and then all of a sudden Patrick shows me this big thing he made. That's what you're talking about, right?
No, with the 3D print, but on a Galvo laser,
Well, yeah, I'm comparing.
Put on a bigger lens, and you got to raise it higher away from the work surface. That way, the bigger lens can see the whole thing, and you're not going to laser the whole bed and everything around it because you're just doing the file that's on that sort or whatever. So it's only going to read, it's only going to see what it's scanning.
You
And
see
right
these
now,
two pictures?
I've got my 110 lens on for coins. Go ahead, Matt. Let's see. There you go.
These two pictures were made with the same filament.
Ooh.
So is this off the Comgirl now?
No.
When did Tim leave? I just noticed Tim.
Oh, that you did correctly.
When did you leave, Tim?
That's all I can say about it, but watch out for the space to come, So,
Oh, man.
yeah. I'm very proud of what I'm doing right now with CMYK, with Lubin together. So, yeah, hopefully we still have a few issues with making certain types of pictures, like this picture, what you see right here with a koi. It's a very good picture, but compared to the dragon, it's way different because it's not balanced. If you look in the background, it is further away compared to the dragon, what is very close. So it's called an unbalanced picture. And where you see the background and the items, what you see, like the animals, all in the same level, that is a balanced picture. So they always come out perfect because most CMYK, as far as I know, have problems adjusting to the distance for the filament to properly being layered at a certain height and level. So HugeForge does it pretty well, but it's not a lithophane, so it's a painting, like he says. And the thing is, lithophanes are 3-dimensional, just like with HugeForge, but the layers are way smaller. So
Yeah, that way light can bleed through it and you can see the image.
Yeah, like he said, he can't use Polymaker really well because the colors are too thick and they don't let light through. But for lithophane, they're fine. You know,
Yeah.
like the CMYK colors, what I took from Polymaker, the magenta you can order from there, the blue, not the dark blue. I have to check which blue it is. Aqua blue, I think it is, and yellow. And you have your own CMYK colors, but you know, I'm still working on that too.
I'm going to show you a couple
adjust.
points I did on my fiber laser. It's off
All
center,
right.
and I have to refocus the fiber laser. Not refocus, but I got to do some adjusting on it. Now, when that focuses, you'll see a predator face.
How many passes?
243, I think it was, something like that.
243 passes?
Yeah.
Oh.
It took a couple hours to do it. Come on, focus.
So in other words, it's not like the one that Patrick did the other day, which
There we go.
I know that's more surface.
That was a free file that I got off a website. But you can see where it's off center. It appeared to be center with the red line going around it before I started, but I have to do some adjustments in Lightburn to get that just right. But that's Predator. And what the coin looked like before I started was an Amazon blank like this. It's brass. And here's another one that I just did yesterday. Focus. Oh, and that one I just showed you, I had wired brushed it and I'd done an ink wash over it.
An ink wash?
Ink wash. Painting, ink.
Oh, paint. Okay.
I dry brushed an ink wash over it. Then I took a towel and wiped it off. If it'll focus.
Does that give it like an antique look or something?
It looks great.
Raid coming in. Thank you, Raiders. Digital Dragon 72 coming in with 12 viewers. Thank you, thank you. I'm just showing a couple coins did on my fiber laser, but I can't get it to focus. It's an Aztec coin. And this is like 243 passes on this. Welcome in, Raiders. How you doing? I'm Jerry with 3D HP, and I do stuff like this. We've got a 7-foot xenomorph alien, and I 3D print, do lasers, resin. What else do I do? I don't know. I got a CNC out in the garage. I do a little bit of anything and everything. Thank you, in. I hope you had a great stream. We gave away a roll of Ziltech filament earlier. And I don't know, probably about a half hour to maybe 45 minutes, we're going to give away a roll of Polymaker. So if you do hashtag Polymaker in chat, you'll have a chance to win. That will ship anywhere in the world that Polymaker delivers to. So, but yeah, I hope you had a great stream, and thank you very much for the raid. I don't get raids very often, so I need to stream more to get more raids. And this morning we had a live stream on Twitch and YouTube featuring Matt German. Make it smaller. Matt German just got a Congro T500. It's got a 500 by 500 by 500 build volume, and we done a live stream on that a few hours ago. So please go check that out, and please consider giving me a follow over on Twitch. I'd really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Zach coming in. Zach, how you doing?
What's up?
You're at the makerspace, aren't you?
Yeah. You guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Zach.
Okay, good. Just
Welcome,
making sure.
welcome.
I'm using Bluetooth, so. Oh man, it's the first Saturday I've had off this year.
Yeah, you've been busy. I haven't seen you in a while on any of the hangouts.
Yeah, work's got me working 5 10s and an 8 on Saturday, and
you have no free
two
time.
Saturdays on and 1 Saturday off. So.
All right, cool.
It's one thing I don't miss, work.
Did you see I was live this morning? I had featured Matt. He got a Congro T500 that he unboxed and he got set up. We did that at 10 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, no, I've been here trying to get some stuff cut for a friend. This is a project I've been working on forever now.
Can you hear me all right? My microphone just went down.
I can hear you.
All right, good.
We were just ignoring you, Matt, if you were talking.
Oh, yeah, of course. I know. I'm used to all of you guys.
Hello, Kate. How are you doing today?
Hey, Kate. Thanks for coming earlier.
How's your husband, Kate? Is he doing okay? I guess Kate's husband had a heart attack and he was in the hospital.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
man.
I hope he's
That's
okay.
not good.
And those legs that I printed, you should be getting them today. Regular mail, USPS.
Here you go. This is my T500.
Let me move the camera over so we can see it. Yeah, that's a big boy.
That boy.
It's doing better. That's good. Good to hear. I hope he'll be all right.
Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how well it prints once it's loaded down with a huge model.
Yeah, yeah.
Got my new
Definitely.
stickers in the mail.
Nice.
I had a deal on sticker meal for these, and then after I was getting ready to close the program done and paid, it gave me an offer for these, but I really didn't want the white background, but it is what it is. So do have new stickers. So I'll be mailing these out to a lot of different people that I know, and then I'll be putting some of them on my Etsy store probably.
Yeah, the thing is I have to get familiarized first with the printer before I get any better with it. So that's with everything else too, you know. So I'm unfamiliar with Clipper, so sorry about the stream earlier that we ended it without a test print, but I did do a test print, but I still have to level it. So I probably did something wrong with the calibration.
Did the bed heat up? Did you notice before it printed? Did you ever feel the bed? Make sure it did heat up.
Yeah, it did heat up. It
Okay,
did
good.
heat up. But I do believe I should put the bed heat up to 65 from 55. So the standard setting is 50, was it, when I put it on. So I put it on 55. But because I thought it was a big plate, and I printed directly in the middle, I thought the heat is more concentrated in the middle anyway then. So
Do you have a temperature gun you can aim at it?
I have no. I have to get one.
You've never won one?
No.
That's funny.
Hey Matt, question. On that your sheet and your bed, is it covering the whole bed or is it?
Yes, covering the whole bed.
Okay, because on my rat rig, when I got my flex sheet, it had a gap all the way around it.
No, mine fits perfectly on it, and it have a little tiny grooves on the back. I can show you. No, I can't show you because I have to raise up the thing. It got like little V-notches in the back, and there are 2 screws on each side where I just put it in and then drop it down, and it's perfect.
That's metal, right, Jerry?
No, it's plastic. It's PMAG.
Oh.
I got the design from Patrick, Light Source Engraving.
Yeah.
And it came out really good. I've done a video talking about it, showing it.
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
I got 3 of these on sale, placed here in town, $10 a piece. And I thought it was going to be free shipping, but I had to drive across town and pick them up last week.
Yeah, there's over down here in Henderson, man, there's a ton of gun stores.
Yeah, I'd like to get some different parts, different parts on non-working weapons. That way I have something to practice engraving on.
Yeah, I thought you were going to get those non-working.
Well,
Those
yeah,
ones
I got to
that
go
were
to my
scrapped.
brother's in Pahrump. He don't have any
Oh.
M16s or AR-15s, nothing like that. He has some pistols, but that's a few months away whenever I go out there. When it warms up again, I'll go out to Pahrump.
Yeah, that's a drive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But he doesn't have any AR-15s or anything like that, any lowers or any slides off any pistols or anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some blanks when I get my stuff later, after I do my practicing. But yeah, I'm going to get some blanks like he had the other day.
Yeah, I can go out in the garage. There's like a million things you can engrave. Working with metal, I mean, you can engrave almost anything and everything.
Oh, I'm sure. Now, Patrick, are you still here?
He's probably in chat. He wasn't a minute ago.
Yeah, because I should have asked him the other night, but I didn't think of it. Now it's been popping in my head. It's like when you got stuff, and I'm not talking like a cylinder, but I'm just talking like if you just have something that's got a little bit of curve to it. does that throw the settings off?
Well, yeah, you can't go too far around the corner because then it'll degrade, but you can a little bit. It depends. It's like Patrick, there he is in chat. It's like he did if you do an image on, let's say, a tumbler, it will go around the sides to a certain degree, but not,
Right.
you know, what
Right.
it can't see, it can't do.
Like the lower. The lower's got, the lower that he did the other day, it's got different levels to it. And I was wondering, does that, throw off the focus a little bit, or how does that work?
And well, I don't know. The only thing I can say, not being an expert, would be focus right in the middle of both of them. If it's going to be a deep dip and everything's not going to be as high as it is up here and it's down here, I'd say kind of focus in the middle of it. Would you agree, Patrick? Focus in between the two? I think everything is different depending on the item. So
Yeah, I need to get my order. I'm just getting antsy.
Light Source Engraving has a great YouTube channel you guys can go check out, and he has tons and tons of videos. He live streams multiple times a week. The same with Steve Hobo with Wood and Rich, the LA Hobby Guy. They all have wonderful channels talking about light burn. And when it comes to fiber lasers, I highly recommend you check out Patrick. Man, I'm doing a little bit here and there. I'm a complete noob. I'm not like
something.
Yes, what?
Something I wish Lightburn had. I wish there was some way to have a hotkey that you could move a selection to a layer. I do a lot of stuff with doing layers, and it's a pain to select a couple things and go down to the bottom and put them on a layer. Or you could just hit a modifier key and a number to assign it to a layer. It'd be so much faster.
Well, they're coming out with all kinds of new features in the next version. I have a beta out on it right now. What all is in it, I haven't read. But if you're ever looking for something, email them, let them know what you're interested in, and they'll let you know if that's something they're working on or if it's already going to come out of the new version whenever that's released. But there is a beta out there right now for it. Thank you, Kate. Yep, donations help to, like further my hobby and make content. So everything helps, whether it's on PayPal or through Super Chat. I appreciate
you guys have seen the laser I'm working with, haven't you?
I'm not sure.
No. Oh yeah, the underwater laser.
Thank you, Stephen,
Oh
for sharing.
no,
100
not
bits.
that
I really
one.
appreciate it.
Damn.
Thank you.
Oh no, that was a welding machine. What you had?
That's an looks like an Omtech, right?
Yeah, it's an Omtech. It's 150 watt.
Oh, nice.
150. Ooh, nice.
Build volume
Yeah.
is what? 3x4.
Does the company
or
build a Death Star
2x4?
laser?
It's like 1 meter by 1.6 meters.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess they're at Anaheim. Some of my old stomping grounds.
They make everything in China, but then
Yeah, I know.
I'm
I'm talking. Yeah, I know.
They go through everything, check it out, make sure it's perfect.
Yeah. You know what I meant. Yeah, if you bought something US made equivalent to all the stuff we're talking about, oh man, you'd be talking about 25, 35,000.
Oh yeah.
Easy. Because I had one when I was really looking, when I knew I was going to get that loan, the refi. I had one guy reach out to me. Yeah, make sure you buy American. I'm like, hey, I'd love to buy American, but I can't afford American on something like that.
But still wanted to do laser engraving and cutting.
And then he started banging, oh yeah, they have so many problems and they point fingers at each other, the people overseas. I'm like, as long as it works, man, I'm happy.
Yeah, Omtech seems like the way to go. You get the benefit of American support and troubleshooting and stuff, but the price of foreign-made parts. Now, more and more, I feel like the myth of the conception that Chinese manufacturing is poor quality is becoming less and less true.
Yeah, they're improving.
Depends on the company also. So
Well, yeah, but I mean that's the case anywhere.
That's here too in the States. You know, it depends on the company. That's human nature.
We've got 47 people watching, 26 on YouTube and 21 on Twitch.
Not bad.
Like something made in Japan nowadays today, I consider that top stealth stuff, you know.
I got on my computer in StreamYard at 8 o'clock this morning. Me and Matt went live at 10 o'clock. I had about a half-hour break in between when we ended the stream, and then we jumped into this hangout.
So it's been a long day.
And I got no sleep all night, and at 4 o'clock. Oh, my God. Kate, thank you very much. Super sticker, $50. Wow.
Nice.
Wow. I got a button for that. I don't have it programmed into my Stream Deck.
So yeah, I work with CNC machines and like
Awesome. Super chat.
Thank you so much.
Talking about Japanese made stuff. In the CNC world, the Japanese make the best CNC machines hands down. But they're you get what you pay for it. Like the company I work for just bought a $1 million 5-axis CNC mill.
Yeah.
That was made in Taiwan, and they're pretty good. But we've got a handful of Taiwanese machines. Some of them are pretty old. They're pushing 20 years now. The shop I used to work at had nothing but Japanese machines.
Hey,
Our
Pat.
Taiwanese, our 20-year-old.
Oh, go
Sorry,
ahead.
what?
No, go ahead. I was trying to answer Patrick real quick. Go ahead.
The new company's 20-year-old Taiwanese machines are in the same condition as 40-year-old Japanese machines at the other shop.
Patrick, according to my loan officer, we're looking at the closing and me getting paid about mid-February. I'm just getting antsy, so I'm sorry.
Kate, these will go out in the mail for you Monday. I just got them in.
You get a good rate?
I'll just give it real brief. I'm paying off my truck, which is over $50,000. I'm paying off a credit card, $6,000 card. I'm paying off my tankless water heater, which is about $8,000, and cashing out $16,000, and saving per month almost $300 per month savings.
That's pretty good.
My interest rate, it's gonna probably almost triple, but when you add all your bills together per month, I'm saving money, and plus I can refinance later.
Well, the drop should be running, but it's not. I did a drop 5 minutes ago. Anybody watching on Twitch would like to do a drop, do pound drop, or exclamation drop, I guess it is, for the drop game. Here, dog.
Yeah, the house I'm in, we bought in November of 2019.
Yeah, I was very surprised. I was very surprised the other day by the value.
Yeah, you can imagine what happened buying a house right before all the pandemic stuff. I think
I bought it during.
Before, so we refinanced last year, and the appraised value doubled.
Yeah. Well, we also upgraded our kitchen last February. It got a total 100% makeover. And for your homeowners, we're looking to sell later. One thing he said, and I'm talking about the guy that's assessed my value. He said, what sells the most in selling a house is your upgraded bathrooms and kitchens. That's what they're looking at the closest. Upgraded kitchens and bathrooms. That's where you make your money.
I think we should do a Polymaker giveaway. Anywhere Polymaker ships, anywhere in the world, you can win. If you don't want it, you can have me redraw, or you can donate it to somebody else. You must be present in chat to win. We'll draw
Hold
a
up,
winner here.
hold up.
What?
I got side. I'm not in yet. Sorry.
I don't have it shut down. That's okay. Anybody, including people here on screen, can enter. Once we have a winner, go to polymaker.us, I think it is, or something like that, or wherever you're living at. Know what kind of film. Well, actually, don't even do that. Send me. I'm going to give you my. I'm getting confused here. I'm going to give you my email in chat once you win. Email me, and then after the stream, I go to Polymaker on Discord. I fill out a form stating who won, what stream, what date, and then I mail you a link. You fill out that link. I'll respond to your email, and then you send it to Polymaker. And right now, they've been very fast. So I'm saying within a week or so, you will get an email back from them, which will give you a code for free shipping and your free roll of filament, and then you can order it. So I've been doing this for quite a while. I give away 1 roll a week, and yeah, it's been great. And Polymaker sponsored my big alien build, my 7-foot xenomorph alien that took like 35 rolls of filament. And let's do a draw. We've got 34 people entered. Hello, Mr. Diesel, Dandelion 88, Corey Jex. All righty, here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see who's it going to be. And I didn't enter. But I can't enter.
I didn't enter either.
Stephen
Nice.
Poole. Stephen Poole, are you in chat? Cool.
Yep.
He knows how to get a hold of me, but I'll put my email down here anyway.
Yeah, he was quick.
There's my email, Stephen. Just shoot me an email. I'll respond to it later with the link that you fill out for the Polymaker filament. Congratulations.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Oh man! So any of you guys into remote control stuff?
I used to be into RC cars and drones, but not. I don't know anything. That was like 15, 20 years ago.
I got DJI.
Found a I'm gonna put it in private chat. Found a company. It's basically just an engineering firm, and like they do a lot of commercial work, but they also design and sell the STLs and plans for 3D printed RC airplanes, and their designs are incredible.
Oh wow! Yeah, I see that.
They're all 3D printed.
Wow.
Let me share that.
They have the current flight time and distance record for like homemade RC aircraft on 2 of their designs.
You want to share your screen, or you want me to?
I can. Hold on.
Because you know more about it than I do. You know where to scroll to and talk about it.
Yeah, hold on.
What I don't like about RC is if you don't use them all the time, you go through a lot of money in batteries, and they go bad. And I hate batteries. I have to replace batteries.
So tell me when you're streaming. I've only got a regular size monitor, so I can't do my normal. So here's some of their planes. Let's see. Find the one to show off. I love this one because it looks like a Predator drone.
These are foam built, or you 3D print them?
They're 3D printed. So 2.2 meter wingspan on this one.
Wow, I have some printer for it.
Well, it prints in parts. So with the right battery, you can get upwards of 250 kilometer range and 4 hours of flight time.
Damn.
Just incredible.
Wow.
I just wish I had open space near me where I could fly stuff like this. I don't. I got to drive very far away.
I bet you could find a model AMA club or something.
Yeah, and the new law just kicked in first of the year or after. Yeah, no.
Yeah, Marcel said he's printing something from that site. Zach?
Yeah, anything over so many grams, you got to have some kind of identification.
No, they put that off again. That did not go into effect.
It did not go into effect?
Nope. They about 3 months ago they announced that they were delaying the.
Really?
Yep.
Because I just renewed my license too.
Another raid coming in.
So that
Three
all of their
Heathen,
stuff is.
waiting with 7 people. Hold 1 second, Zach. Congrats, Three Heathen. I hope you had a great stream. Thank you very much for the raid. Everybody, if you don't know me, I'm Jerry with 3DHP. I stream every Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific. I'm live on Twitch and YouTube. We have makers that drop in all around the world, and we do our live streaming. Hope you had a great stream, Three Heathen. What were you talking about today? Oops, let me reshare that. There you go. It'll pull back up. There we go. Thank you, Raiders.
Huh. So a bunch of YouTubers are lying.
Yeah, just don't play the audio. That way I don't get dinged.
You're not. The YouTubers aren't lying. You're watching old YouTube videos.
Yeah.
That's possible. No, I'm talking about there. Yeah, I didn't go into the site and actually look.
Yeah, because you just if you Google remote ID, there's a bunch of videos talking about remote ID going into effect on the 1st, but then it's like in the last, I don't know, the last probably 2 months, 3 months, maybe not even 2 months, they announced that they were delaying it.
And the short and skinny, for the people not in the know, remote ID basically, anybody with the right app on their phone can ID me while I'm on my drone and see and ping exactly where I am. So if they want to come after me because they don't like drones, they'll know exactly where I am on the ground.
So this is where these get really, really cool. This is vertical takeoff and landing. You see the 2 front propellers?
Mm-hmm.
Before I got into 3D printing, I bought a bunch of models from Flight Test, which I know you know who they are, and I made a bunch of foam built planes. I bought a bunch of engines, everything, but I never took anything out and flew it. I wound up not doing anything with the hobby, and I wound up selling everything because I didn't have anything close by.
This is the one that's really easy to get into. So yeah, the front propellers, they for takeoff, they're pointing up, and then when it's time to fly like a plane, they adjust down to 45 degrees until the forward speed's enough to generate lift, and then they lock out at 45 degrees or at 90 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Except for the back one, which would cut it in half. So
yeah, the back one, what it does is it just deactivates.
Yeah.
So you can see them take off and hover here.
Well,
and these are fully 3D printed, but they have like carbon rods for spars in the wings and like the tail sections held on with carbon rod.
Cool.
Let's
fast forward a little bit. So you see this one just transition to forward. Now it flies like a plane. So the reason you would do this too is drones, like what you would think of a drone, a typical like quad rotor, they generate 100% of their lift from the motors. So when the motors stop, it falls like a rock. It's not actually flying with like wings or anything. So you burn a bunch more energy staying in flight because you don't have any lift generating surfaces. These,
I wonder
when you're flying forward,
all the Ospreys that have crashed and killed people. I wonder what's going on with those, why they're so dangerous.
So the problem with the Ospreys, from what I understand, is there's a clutching, there's a bunch of clutches in the driveline. The motors for those are, blow me up real big real quick. So just going to do it like this. So here's the body of an osprey, right? And there's the wings. The way the osprey is it has motors on either side that will fold forward and fly, or fold up and fly like a helicopter. The main problem with the osprey is there's two engines and they're here. So there has to be a drive shaft to go from the body up into the wings, out to the wings, and then up to the propeller on the end of its nacelle.
Uh-huh.
So you have gearboxes and gearboxes and gearboxes. There's two motors and then there's two propellers, right?
So a little bit.
Most forward
Go
flying
wrong.
aircraft are designed to be able to fly with one engine out. If it's a twin, so if you've got a motor over here and a motor over here, and this is true on commercial, this is true on everything. If you lose an engine, you've got enough power to fly on one engine. The Osprey, I believe, can fly forward on one engine. It cannot fly in vertical on one engine because all your lift is over here.
Yeah.
You're not generating lift because you're not going forward through the air.
So like a helicopter flipping over.
Right. It would be like a Chinook losing its propeller in the back. It'd just fall. So to get around that, there's a clutch in the center that if one of the two engines fail, this clutch will kick in and then it will lock both sides to where one engine drives both sides. And from what I hear, there's failures in the clutches. So there's a clutch here, there's some clutches outboards, and there's situations where the clutch will have a hard engagement and it will damage the clutch.
That's crazy.
And the most recent one that caused them to ground everything, what I heard was that they saw it flying and it just went over on its top. And that makes me think that it was a situation where it was in vertical flight mode and it lost one side and it wasn't able to spin that propeller up, or it was the clutch broke or something. So that caused it to just upside down in the water.
Kate wants to know what you would charge her to print her plane if she bought the file, but I don't know which plane she's talking about. But I know that she'd pay you to do it for her if you were interested.
I don't know. I mean, you can get anybody to print it. Really, there's nothing special to it. Some of their designs, they say that they're designed to print on a Prusa Mark III with no supports. Yeah, so off-axis, I got into drones pretty heavy back in about 2015 and got out of it just because I was not very good at it. And it was an expensive hobby. And just kind of been away from it for a long time. I've got a scar. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Let's see, right here.
Marcel,
looks kind of like a freckle.
Marcel, if you want to email or PM me your email, I'll give it to Kate, and then she can email you, and you can discuss it if you might be interested. But Kate, Marcel is in Canada.
Yeah, drone blades don't play around.
Tube and 3D, hello, how are you doing today?
So we were talking about, let's see here. Let me do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Poole is dropping in. I hear myself talking.
Hold on.
Let me put an invite out there.
Should be all right now.
All right.
Am I echoing? Can you hear me?
Testing 1, 2, 3. I can still hear myself.
Oh boy.
Speakers.
I'll be back.
All right. Derek, thank you very much for resubscribing. I really appreciate it on Twitch. Now I've got 7 subscribers on Twitch. And I got 661 seconds, Zach, 663 followers. On YouTube, I have like 5,500 subscribers. And we got 55 people currently watching, 27 on YouTube and 28 on Twitch. A total of 53 people. Go ahead, Zach.
Okay, so share my screen again. I'm going to show you what it looks like to fly in an area dominated by airports. This is where I live.
Okay, Kate.
So in my area, you've got Naval Station Oceana, Norfolk International Airport, Naval Station Norfolk. You've got Langley Field. You've got Patrick Henry Field, or Newport News, Williamsburg Airport, and then you've got Fort Eustis. So every one of these is an airport. Under the old laws, you had to be outside of the bubble to fly.
Okay.
Under the new laws, there is a grid. You can't really see it, but there is a grid under most civilian airports where you can get a clearance just by clicking a button. So I could put this app on my phone. I could hit notify and fly. And like here, you see I'm across the street from the airport. I can fly up to 100 foot.
Thank you for
Out
the
here,
follow.
a little further away is 200 feet.
Yep.
Out here is 400 feet.
That's max.
400 feet is the most that'll let you.
Yep.
The cool thing is,
400 feet is the most that'll let you.
oh my God.
Still got an echo.
Ah, shit.
Oh my God.
You got YouTube or Twitch running?
That should take care of it. Is that any better?
Testing, 1,
Can you
2,
hear
3.
me?
Yep. No, I'm still here.
Yeah, much better.
It's still echoing.
Much better, much better, much better, much better, much better.
No, it's not better.
No, it's not. Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's got to be Twitch or YouTube that's running. You don't got to mute them.
How but it's
You
direct.
probably have your speakers
I have one
on
browser
loud.
window open now. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't understand why it's still echoing.
Testing.
Do you have
1, 2,
your
3.
speakers right next to your microphone?
Microphone's right here.
You have headphones?
Buy the sneakers.
Not on me at the moment.
That's weird. I don't know why it's doing
Should
that.
have dropped that whole hit.
Because I don't have any other browsers open. Hold on, let me figure this out.
No, you would be able to tell if it was echoing because you had it playing somewhere. The problem we're hearing is what you're hearing as you're talking to us is being picked up by your mic.
Yeah, I don't hear it now, but he's muted. Oh, now he unmuted.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
still there.
Is anybody out there?
That's weird.
Anybody out there?
So the thing I was going to show you is a good example of, and this is relevant to the discussion about remote ID as well. This park, there is somewhere out here in this park, there is a AMA field. So it's like a nationwide model aircraft club. So there's a big airfield that you can go fly on. And like, as long as you're within the area, the FAA is supposed to grant it's like a waiver to where you don't need remote ID to fly within the confines of the model airfield.
Is that better?
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Yep,
4,
that's
5,
it.
6,
Yeah,
7, 8.
it's way
I
better.
took a check mark out of noise cancellation
Okay.
or echoing or whatever.
But yeah, so I mean, you see this area through here is just super heavy with airports and not being able to fly, but there's still tons of room. What
was
sucks
it-
is like our makerspace is right here, and this is a big park, but because it's a national monument, you can't fly here without their permission.
I don't remember if it was FAA who it was, but if I had a drone and I went outside and filmed it and I showed it on my YouTube channel or made a video, I'm going to get nailed for doing it because you're not allowed to show your content online if you're making money on it. You're monetized.
What? For flying
Yeah.
a drone?
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
so
Or an airplane,
it's-
anything with a camera on it.
it's commercial use. If what you're doing is for commercial use, then you have to have a Part 107 license, which is it's not terrible to get.
Yeah. Well, it's
Um,
just like having a pilot's license, from what I'm told.
yeah, but no, a pilot's license you have to have, like all kinds of different exams. You have to have school. A Part 107 is easy. You just go in, you take a test, and if you pass the test, you get a Part 107 license.
Yeah.
It's a pretty valuable thing to have. If you've got a drone with a Part 107, it's super easy to make money.
And if you're a monetized channel, technically you're making money off that content, so you get in trouble. But if I go to the park and I'm flying around a drone just for the hell of it, and I happen to see a car wreck or a house fire, and I randomly film it and post it, I won't get in trouble. But if somebody else takes that video content and they posted it and they're a monetized channel, now they're going to get in trouble because somebody didn't have that license from the get-go.
If you personally are making money off of it, it's commercial use. And I think it's pretty fuzzy about, what's allowed and what's not. So, like, you live in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
So, like, here's what Vegas looks like. So, I don't know anything about Vegas.
Okay, see where it says Sunrise Manor?
Right here?
I'm right up in that area. Maybe I'm close to Nellis Air Force Base. See the street Hollywood?
I don't.
Okay,
So
well, I'm kind of in that pink square, I think. Yeah. Go ahead. Anyway.
So
yeah, I'm right there. I'm right there.
The pink area is all restricted operations because of Nellis. And Nellis has its own bubble here. So, like here, in the red, you can't fly. Here, this is the Class Bravo. So you would have to call Nellis and tell them your location and be like, hey, I want to fly here.
The speedway's over by your black dot.
In the blue here, this is Bravo, but I believe you could just notify and fly. But like here, you go out just into this white, and this is all clear. You can fly however you want.
Yeah, you got a mountain right there.
Yeah, that's probably BLM.
Big giant mountain. Where can I find this so I can look at what you're looking at?
This before you fly.
Yeah, B, the letter B, the letter 4, the letter U.
It's on the left side, next to the map.
Yeah, before you fly.
Okay, write it down.
And it's a free information.
B, the number 4, U, FLY.
Yep. So now let's look at this.
Yeah.
Just a silly question. Is the Netherlands also in there?
Let me do it this way.
Yeah, Marcel, I've heard that 1,000 times, though. I don't know about Canada, but I've heard that 1,000 times. That if you, I used to know a truck driver. Thank you very much for the follow on Twitch. I used to know a truck driver channel that would take a drone, he'd throw it up in the air, and when he's backing into different places, he would film it. And all of a sudden, about 6 months later, he quit doing it. Never did say why, but I think it's because somebody probably turned him in, and he didn't want to go through the process of getting a license to do it, so he just quit flying his drone.
So check that out. RC flying field. You got 3 of them.
Yeah, one by Sandboyd Stadium.
Zoom in just a little bit so I can see where I'm at. I think I'm top left by Nellis Air Force Base.
So there's Nellis.
Oh, okay.
Shit, hold on.
All right. And Kenny's down towards the bottom of the map in Vegas.
So you've got this one up here.
That's way up north. Okay, another side of that mountain is test range where they set up all the nuclear explosions back in the day.
I'm in Henderson, the cool part.
Yeah, this is northwest of Henderson. In some of these model airfields, they require like a membership, but like the one that's near me is super nice. You got to be an AMA member. You got to be a member of the local club, and they have like yearly dues to pay. But you get, a fully paved runway. You get like a charging station. There's like a bathroom there. So like it's a nice facility that's kept up by the member dues.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
the
you
one-
bet.
The one by me is a soccer field. Russell
Let's
and
see.
Boulder. The Silver Bowl, that Russell and Boulder.
Like here's the one near me. You see, there's a bunch of land here. They've got a paved runway.
Yeah, that's nice.
Marcel, shoot me your email if you have time, and then I'll give it to Kate. If you might be possibly interested in printing a plane for her, if she paid for your time, film it, the file, etc. And then I'll let her know what it is. I got too many projects of my own going on. I don't like taking on extra projects.
My rat rose is running. I'd do it for free.
See, there's the Las Vegas Soaring Club.
What road is that right by it?
Red Rock Canyon.
Okay, all right.
That's the other side of town from where you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're both the east.
I used to live on that side of Las Vegas. I used to live on Antelope Way and Charleston Boulevard.
A couple times I thought about Google mapping my house and showing people on the screen, but I don't want to get slaughtered on Twitch, so I'm not going to show that.
Yeah.
That would really suck.
So here's the one that's closest to you, Jerry.
Okay.
That one's pretty nice too. Yeah, it's pretty surprising that's that close to that stadium. I'm sure you're not allowed to fly over the stadium.
Oh, that's that old stadium. What the hell's the name of that one?
Sam Boyd.
Sam Boyd. Yeah, okay. Way out
Yeah.
past mine, Samstown. Yeah.
Yeah, it's by me. Well, I mean, sorta. That's actually right there, almost at the border of Henderson and Henderson and Las Vegas. Actually, Clark County. Las Vegas City is not even the strip is, that's paradise.
So let's see. I think this is the one I was looking at earlier. That's so cool.
And then
So
the dry lake bed's on the way to Boulder City. You turn left like you're going to go to Laughlin. It's just a huge giant lake bed everywhere. I'm not sure if they've built anything out yet or not.
So this one's pretty small. This has only got a 640 millimeter wingspan.
Thank you, Marcel.
I've gone shooting out there, Jerry.
Huh?
I've gone shooting out there.
Okay.
So this one can pull 6 Gs in a turn.
Whoa.
It's just wild. There's a video of it. It's really, really neat.
Oh, by the way, Zach, when I was in the military, when I first got over to Germany, we didn't have the helicopters yet, so I had to work in the mailroom. And around the holidays, they treated us to simulator time in the Chinook. Everybody, the instructor saw that I had wings, since I was a crew chief. I got to run through it twice. Second time, he cut both of my engines over water in a Chinook simulator.
That's funny. I used to work for a company that did. We made different types of simulators and training equipment.
Yeah, you should see the map. I mean, it was actually, because we're talking the 80s, it was a physical. I mean, like somebody had to build a map. Little structures, little miniature stuff, and a camera would, film it for the simulator.
So this company had this product they called DMRT. It's a deployable mission rehearsal trainer. There's a bunch of flight cases and a couple of projector screens. It all broke down into a couple of flight cases. You set it up and you're like sitting on a flight case. And it was for, I want to say it was like, what am I trying to say? It was for some kind of helicopter. It might have been Apaches or Blackhawks or something. But basically, it all broke down, and then it would set up just on site for like sim flight. Let's see.
Yeah, different flight scenarios. And this cat is so cool. It's even got claws.
Yeah, check that out. That's what the whole sim folds down to. 2 pallets, bunch of flight cases. It's an AV-8B. Really cool shit they were making. What did he say? Epsilon.
I would gather you've been to a few air shows.
A couple, not a ton. I used to go to, when I was a kid, we used to go to air show at Tyndall Air Force Base all the time, and I went once as an adult before Tyndall and my house got wiped off the map by Hurricane Michael.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I can't stay too much longer. My wife got dinner cooking, but I had another 3D model I wanted to show you guys.
All right.
Yeah, I went to Paris and Alabama.
Oh, you King Kong. No, not King Kong.
That's cool.
Transformers.
He's printed at 200%. He's about 6 rolls of filament.
Beautiful.
Every part on him moves. All the fingers, everything. It's just, he came out great. All the joints have screws where you can adjust it to stiffen them up.
83, hello.
But yeah, he's...
That's sweet, man. That's nice.
What part of Alabama?
I went to Fort Rucker for my base.
No, yeah. I know where Rucker is. Rucker is whenever, so my family's originally from Birmingham, Alabama, and we lived in Panama City for a while. So anytime we went to Panama City, we would go through Enterprise and pass Rucker on the way in.
200%, the big one?
Yeah, 200%. Yep. It took about 2 weeks to print it all.
2 weeks?
Yeah, on the bamboo.
Wow.
It was at also I did it at 0.12 layer heights. So it's really fine detail. It's built strong.
Yeah.
Layers look
very
awesome.
nice. Yeah. I mean, if you were still that'd be a penny.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd sell him for, but yeah, he busted a good bit. He was a little over $100 in just filament.
I know. Everybody thinks
100 pounds in filament. How much does it cost?
That model just showed us $100 in filament.
He was 4 rolls of gray and 3 rolls of black.
Wow.
You printed it solid?
No, probably about 20% infill. So he does weigh a good bit.
Looks like it. But yeah, none of this stuff is
tired.
I need to go to bed.
Yeah.
I still got my dragon from last week.
You have 1126, almost 12 o'clock.
Which this one was just printed at 100%.
Hold on, let me make you bigger. Here you go.
Wow. That is some neat stuff.
and then he stretches out like a dragon if you hold his legs down.
Let me guess. Are you a grandfather?
No. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff in this room. There's RC. Right there's a remote control truck that's all 3D printed, even the tires.
The tires?
Even the tires.
Wow.
Oh.
That looks amazing.
Oh, speaking of tires, on YouTube, there's a channel out there where a guy first, it's a regular truck tire, and then this one big huge tire, and he's got this super highly rated compressor. And I mean, he's out in the sticks like a range, put it that way, and he just lets it blow up. Man, the destruction.
What's up?
Well, I gotta head out. It's dinner time. Wife said food's getting cold. So talk to
I'm
you all
also
later.
going
Thank you,
away.
Stephen. You have a great day. Appreciate you popping
Thank
in.
you, Stephen, for coming.
Yeah, very nice stuff, man.
Yeah, Stephen, he streams over on Twitch. He has a great channel. He's always printing something amazing. Please check him out on Twitch. And let's see, I can do a bang shout out for him. I got a program that does it, but it ain't running, so.
You never did get that controller, did you?
Yeah, there we go. On Twitch, I shared Stephen's channel. Please go give him a follow or subscribe.
Sure, you never got that controller, did you?
What controller?
For streaming. That one a few months ago you were talking about getting a controller for,
Stream Deck.
I have a Stream Deck, but I'm not sure what you're talking about. I have a program that's supposed to do automatic shout outs running in the background, but it's not set up right. It's called StreamerBot, and I don't have it set up right. So when you drop in on Twitch, it automatically does a shout out. Matt, is that your printer printing? How's it doing?
Yeah, it's doing pretty well. It should be finished the first print in like 5 minutes or 3 minutes.
It has a light on it, right? On the hot end?
Yeah, it does. I can switch it on and off.
That's if the filament's wet. It helps to dry it, right?
What?
Never mind.
Check your blinker
I'm
fuel.
like, what are you talking about? I mean,
it's a little heat lamp.
Yeah. I know. I got your point, but I'm like, what? That's not resin.
Are you gonna put a webcam? I mean, a permanent webcam on it?
I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna do. Probably. I have like these laying around, quite a few.
Yeah.
So
yes, Mayhem. We done a live stream at 10 o'clock this morning on my channel, and Matt done an unboxing and just got it set up a little bit ago.
Yeah, but I didn't get it running on my stream because I'm unfamiliar with Clipper and
the paperwork is really vague.
Yeah, I do let Comgro know about this and that they need to redo their instruction because there are two problems what I don't like: the instruction and this one cable what goes between what I had a conversation with my wife about if it should go on top of the chain and then secure it over the chain and we put it behind it, but I see a problem as soon as the Z-axis goes up that it maybe gets stuck at some screw or so or get hung up on a screw and then tear apart, That's my worries. So I have to find out which way this cable has to go because I'm unsure about it. I think it's a problem for the cable, but otherwise the machine looks pretty solid. So,
hey, you're able to print in clippers, so that's the first step. But as far as just play with the menu, man. You'll learn it.
Well,
yeah,
just
exactly.
Like on a Corelli CR10 or Ender 3, you got your cables that go up to the motor that control everything. It wouldn't go up over top of your X-axis, your gantry. It would hang behind it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
from here that thing looks small, but I know it's huge.
What?
Well, I mean, in the video it looks small, but I know the dang thing is huge.
What looks small?
This.
His new printer.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's huge.
I
I used to have
know.
a CR10 Max, and that's just a hair bigger.
It's just that's how far away he was from it.
one more minute. The Banshee is all right. I think nothing special on the Banshee.
I'm
But
sure
I
at
can
some
see.
point Matt will get a camera mounted right in front of it so he can take a pic. You get a real close up on the what's going on.
Yeah, I will do this.
That
In the
camera right
future.
there won't reach it.
Yeah, the problem was my cat earlier on. She has a cone of shame on, and she started panicking and ran behind the printers and started pulling all my cables out. And I'm
Ouch.
like, oh no, I was like panicking.
There's that big alien I did. If nobody's seen it, and there's all the spools of film, like 35 rolls of Polymaker.
I'm gonna give you some nightmares.
I'm 5'8", and that's a little bit taller than me.
So when are we gonna do the other guy? Predator.
Oh, I don't know if I'll ever do a Predator, but full
Make
time
it
will tell.
tall.
Take care. Have a wonderful day.
Take
Thank you
care.
for stopping
Thank you
in,
for coming.
Shenanigans
I'm also-
3D. Hello.
I'm also going to go. Jerry, thank you for having me on the stream.
Take care, Zach. Hope you have a great day. And everybody check out Zach on YouTube. He streams every Friday evening. And he has a great channel. So everybody please check out Zachary 3D Prints on YouTube.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you. See you
Have a
next
good day,
time.
my friend.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day, sir. And my print finished.
Yeah, I imagine the burger coming in. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Lily.
Have it lit up with a sensor, so if you get near it, automatically lights up. And then a dark house, it has lights on it. You know, floodlights aiming at it. Does that have a spring steel sheet, Matt, or is that one of those cheap flex sheets?
I don't know, but right now I can't take it off.
Okay.
It's pretty good stuck on it. It's pretty
All
good adhesion. I paper leveled it because I kind of got annoyed with the.
Thank you for the follow.
I think I have to adjust the.
J-Teen 3D, I think that's how you pronounce it. Thank you very much for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate that a lot.
Thank you for following.
I'm up to 666 followers on Twitch.
Nice.
Seven subscribers and 666 followers.
Time for an exorcism.
Yeah. On YouTube, I think I got like 5,500 subs, a little over 5,500. And I'm doing everything I can to grow my YouTube channel. I've been on YouTube since like 2017, 2016, something like that. And it's taken forever, but I'll eventually get there.
Hold on. I'll show you in a
Yep,
second.
you were number 666.
Here you go.
Yeah, Matt 3D printed his file of Lord's Prayer on the cross. I've got a couple in wood here that I'm doing for somebody.
I made some other ones too.
In wood, 1/4-inch wood. It just takes forever cleaning out the little bitty letters. Looks nice.
Yeah, I have this one you can download, and this one you can download on printables. This one comes with a ring or without a ring. So it's your choice.
What'd you type in? Cross or
just,
you type anything?
Yeah, just punch in cross or Matt German and you will find me. But Matt German in one sentence, so M-A-T-T German.
All right.
So, and this one is gonna be a taster. Am I gonna put that one up too? Because I created it for a friend of mine. He asked me if I can do some stuff for him because he can't design stuff for himself. But I'm in the process of teaching him how to do all of this because most of the things I use Luban for it. So
Yeah, but Zach, if you have time, message Lightburn or go to their website, and it might talk about the beta on there that they're working on. I know Rich and Patrick both did videos on it, but the features you're looking for might be in an upcoming release. Or
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Or if they don't know about it, you could contact them and ask them, email. Maybe it's something they're working on or something they didn't know about that they could work on in the future.
oh wow, the adhesion wow.
You got the laser running?
Me?
Yeah.
That was funny.
I'm cutting in my my alignment square again because my tape moved.
I'm just gonna take it outside for a second because it's ice cold outside. Put down the plate.
So, how long were you in Fort Rucker for?
Just training.
Yeah, funny story. You know, like I said, I lived in Panama City until we got blown away by the hurricane.
It was humid as hell. I know that much.
Oh yeah, it's way worse inland too.
Yeah.
You know, Rucker's only like an hour and a half, 2 hours from Panama City.
Yeah, I mean, because I was there during July 4th for 1986, and yeah, it was humid down there. And a lot of you went to Panama.
Yeah.
I actually went to the on-base lake and hooked up with some civilians who had a boat, and they were water skiing. So I had a blast, you know.
We're watching you.
By the way, Jerry will like this. Wait, was it Ben and Jerry? Wait, what was that wine? No, that was Bartles and James, wasn't it? Back in the 80s? What was that wine, that commercial, where the guys were always on a porch? Because I was thinking Ben and Jerry's, but that's ice cream.
Yeah, I don't know.
The wine back in the 80s, you know, it was too, yeah, that's Bartles and James. Anyways, I had a red t-shirt that said that.
But yeah, it's funny because you know we got really messed up in Hurricane Michael, but you know it basically made landfall on Tyndall Air Force Base.
Yeah,
and it just decimated.
And I flew over Enterprise in a Huey because the first day of school, when you're in aviation, you get to go in a Huey with the doors open.
Hey Matt, take a picture with your cell phone before you pop it loose.
Yeah.
Are you having trouble getting it loose?
Yeah.
So one of the times we were headed to Panama City from Birmingham. We're driving along. I want to say it was 77, I think is the road we were on. We're driving along, and you know how all that's like lowlands kind of farm. And off in a field, there's a little trainer copter. I don't remember what it was, but, you know, 20 feet off the ground. And it's coming right up towards the road, and there's a line of pines on the road, and it just goes, whoop.
You remember a store called Wings?
No.
Yeah, it was an aviation store.
So, I mean, that's the thing. It's like the only thing I know about Enterprise is just passing through. If it wasn't on Boll Weevil Circle, then I never saw it in Enterprise.
The bench is too small and the bed is too big. You can't get it to pop.
Yeah. The thing is, they're gonna
try to bend it in.
Yeah, I did. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait till it cools down the bed, just to make sure, you know.
Okay.
And what I'm gonna do in the future, if it's that good the adhesion, I'll probably have to put something to have less adhesion, like glue stick.
Well, a bigger print would pop. You'd be able to bend the plate past it.
Yeah. Once it's cooled down, probably. I took it outside for a few minutes, but
here's what non-pen says about it.
Yeah, I use 65 instead of 50 because the standard settings comes at 50, and I put it up to 65. So
I usually run 60. And I think the bamboos are what, 50, 55?
Yeah, but it's a little bit cold here in England, so, and it's right next to my window, you know, and yeah.
So yeah, I was saying Tyndall Air Force Base was flattened, and the big thing that Tyndall had at it was flight school for Raptor pilots. After we left Panama City, we moved to Jacksonville for 11 months, hated it, and ended up moving here to Hampton. Well, just a couple months after we moved to Hampton, guess who moves in at Langley Air Force Base? The Raptor School. They followed us up here.
Hey, Crow Guy, if you're not sticking and you're use glue stick, use nanopolymer adhesive, use 3D black. If you're too high, it won't stick. If you're too close, it'll dig into the bed. So I'd say use an additive to help out.
The one good thing is, though, where we were in Tyndall, they pretty much always took off. Or they pretty evenly took off on either direction. They were either flying out. I don't know the runway numbers. It was either 9 or 27 or whatever's closest. They would typically evenly take off and land the opposite directions. So you could look out and you could see them coming off because we were at one end of it. Mm-hmm. So you would hear, I mean, all the time you would hear Raptors taking off at our house. Here, where we're at, we're a little further away from the flight line, and almost universally the flights take off going northeast, like 45 degrees or so, which is away from us because that's out over the water.
It took me a minute to realize that I had Matt still on full screen. I'm sitting there reading chat and I wasn't paying attention.
Sorry. Travel speed 170. Let's go 18. That should be fine.
Here's a link if any of our friends want to drop in on camera.
Matt, how long did it take to print that Benchy?
I think around about 21 minutes, 22 minutes.
I got a bad habit of not wearing gloves. You know that?
Yeah, me too.
When I remove supports, I need to wear gloves more often because quite often I hurt my hands. I use pliers or cutters or pliers when I remove stuff.
Well, I'm
most of the
primering
time
the
I use
cat.
these to remove supports.
God, it looks like a rat, don't it? It's a cat.
Yeah. Put on your wife's pillow tonight when she gets in bed. See what she says.
Yeah.
Been streaming 2 hours, 50 minutes. We got 36 people watching, 13 on YouTube and 23 on Twitch. So let's go another 10 minutes and I'll probably wrap it up. Oh, and now let's jump to food for a minute. Yesterday, me and the wife, or I made them. We made some porcupine meatballs with mashed potatoes. They were awesome. Take a couple pounds of your favorite meat. We use ground beef. We put about a cup and a half of rice in it, a bunch of seasoning, 3 eggs as a binder. Put them in a 13 by 9 glass dish, pour tomato sauce and stuff around it, cook it for an hour and a half in the oven, covered with foil. It is awesome. And put those on mashed potatoes. Man, they are really good. So it's like comfort food. It's just awesome. We still got more in the fridge.
So,
my digestion would hate you.
Here's a funny story that I just read. You want to know why AI is not a good thing?
Why?
So, I'm a type 1 diabetic and I wear an insulin pump. Well, I'm in a bunch of Facebook groups for type 1 diabetes and stuff. And somebody said that the latest software update to this insulin pump I have, he couldn't find anywhere if the latest update changed some of the algorithms in the pump. That's not something they typically say when there's minor software update, whatever, So he goes and asks ChatGPT, and he's taking ChatGPT's word about this being included in the latest software update for an insulin pump, and he can't find that information anywhere else online. There's someone taking the word of ChatGPT, which there's no way it could know, especially because the training data is all old about the latest software update, and just believing it without question, and it's medical related information.
Yeah, just like I have sleep apnea, and they have that device out now. You see on TV on the commercial, where I guess it's an implant or something. I forget what it's called, but looks like it's an implant because you have a thing that monitors from the outside. But no, when I'm going to bed, I'm happy with my CPAP. I don't want anything implant because if just like you said, the updates, something goes wrong and I quit breathing. Screw that.
I got a question for Non-Fam since he knows everything. Did Solvolt merge with Comgrow? Are they still two entities under two names, one roof, or did one buy the other? Do you know? Because Non-Fam knows everything. Non-Fam is like ChatGPT. Just wondering. He said, "Yep, merge." Just to merge, okay. So I wonder if there's still going to be two separate brands, and they just kind of. Okay.
Just rip it off. No, I can't. I don't want to damage the.
Okay. If it's on the internet, it's got to be true.
Man, that shit is scary.
Yeah, I'm a French modeler. Remember? But journal. That commercial is way old, but man, that one cracked me up. Because people are that naive sometimes. And that cat is gonna be a bitch to paint.
Yeah, well, two companies are struggling, or for whatever's really going on, they merge and become one bigger company. That's good.
Well, there's a ton of companies doing the same thing. Yeah, we know that. We know.
It's still stuck. Trying to get it off.
Oh, I thought he was just doing a thunder thing.
Go get an ice cube and put on the back side.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it on the cold floor in the kitchen.
I freak my cats out when I do that. God, I hope Marlon. I hope Godfather comes out awesome. I should be done by next weekend.
Who's the file from?
Sanix? Yeah, because it's on my other computer.
So, Kenny, you want to see the stuff that I'm working on in my day job?
Let me guess. You're in aviation, huh?
Kind of. And it's funny because I'm planes are cool. I've not just been in aviation my whole life. I've always been interested in it. I've maybe only, let's see. I've flown less than a dozen times.
Want to hear a cool thing? Well, I mean, not cool because it was a war, but my father flew paratroopers in Normandy.
Oh shit!
So if that ain't bad, and growing up, because like Jerry, I lost my father while I was 2.5. Okay, but I attest that to him because she said he was nothing but a drunkard or drinking all the time. And my sister, who's older, she remembers all kinds of Ripple and back in the 60s and 50s, Ripple and all that other stuff, wine. So, but
I'm 2 years older than my dad was. My dad was 57. He passed away, and I'm 59 right now.
Well, he was my old man was in his 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was
Like I
17
said-
and stupid, and we got in an argument. He walked in the bedroom, slammed the door. I went to work at a fast food restaurant, came home that night, and he's gone. So.
Wow. But yeah, I was 2.5. So, and he's buried in
And my
Arkansas.
sister tells me he passed away when he was 57. When I was 17, my sister told me yesterday that a couple days ago, my dad would have had his birthday. He would have been 99. So there's no way he would have lived to be 99. More than likely, not too many people make it that old.
I'm gonna
if he was
buy a
still
glass
alive.
plate.
You got it off? And Kenny used to be what, a chopper pilot when you were in service? Or
Crew chief,
crew
mechanic.
chief. Mechanic.
Mechanic.
I don't know why I said pilot. I knew mechanic.
No, those are officers.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a different plate for it.
So my grandfather was Air Force, but he was an HVAC technician in the Air Force, and he was kicked out in his 20s when he developed type 1 diabetes. My other grandfather was MP. I don't think he ever left the States, but he was an MP in Korea, and that's all I got.
I
was a type 1 diabetic at 8, so I never had a chance.
I got a question about the Air Force. Since I live next to Nellis Air Force Base, why is it every night, late at night, all night long, all I hear is rumbling from these giant planes taking off all night long?
Because there's those giant planes taking off all night long.
I don't hear it in the daytime, but I hear it at night. Now, smoke
I mean,
gets
you are
smaller.
surrounded by airports.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even on,
So Nellis is the only one close to me. So.
and then red flag should be coming up.
Darth Gallon, thank you very much for resubscribing. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
So
I'm not impressed with the flag sheet from Comgro.
You're
I mean,
not,
it's all. I mean,
You're
I'm impressed also with how sticky it is. I mean, wow.
well, that's brand new.
Yeah, I know, but I already tore a tear in it.
Ooh.
So this company is the company I work for. We do R&D and prototyping for aerospace, and
That's my fault.
we're making parts for this company to build this contraption.
Sorry. Oh, nice. Great idea. Hope it has a ballistic parachute on the back of it. If it's up high enough to deploy, if something mechanically went wrong, I assume it would have a parachute on it.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're at the stage where they're testing propeller designs. We don't actually have anything to fly yet.
And how many was that, a 2-seater?
I think it's a 4-seater.
Darth Gallon is checking out your work, Matt.
We do a lot of, since here in Hampton we have NASA Langley Research Center. It's there's I doubt that would auto rotate. I don't know, it might, who knows. But Langley, the thing Langley Research Center has at it that it's famous for is the wind tunnels. So we do a lot of models for NASA to stick in their wind tunnels.
So, Jerry, you know what an auto rotate is?
Yeah, the engine's shut off and it spins itself down like a fan running so it don't drop like a rock. It still will hit really hard, but it should save you if done properly. I used to have a neighbor that was a Black Hawk pilot a long time ago.
Cool. I was watching Cletus the other day, McFarland. Well, you know who he is. Everybody knows who Cletus is.
Yeah.
But he was in Salt Lake with Dave Sparks, Diesel Brothers, and they were both getting their license for the Black Hawk. I'm like thinking, man, I wish I had stupid money.
Yeah, no shit. How much? I wonder how much it even costs to get a type rating on a Black Hawk.
Well, and by the way, and Sparks, his bird, I guess, is because he couldn't get a license on it specifically. I mean, they got to do training. Cletus did training in it, but the actual test was done on another one because his is experimental. Still, you know.
Well, I've been streaming for 3 hours, 2 minutes. We got 41 people currently watching, and I think I'm going to raid out because I started streaming this morning with Matt at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
My dog is getting ready to bark at me. Let me see where I can find here on my buttons. Nikita, just a minute.
Your dog sounds like I sound after I've shopped at Costco.
So everybody that's watching on Twitch, thank you very much. Thank you for the biddies on Twitch and for the subscribes and the follows. I really appreciate it. And let me give a dog a cracker here, and I'll shut up. Here, you have one too. And I'm going to raid into Maker Deck for those on Twitch. I'm going to start the raid right now.
You got to do
Thank you for coming, everyone.
You got to do a chat, super chat.
Oh yeah, and Kate, $50 in super chat. Thank you very much.
No. You got another one right there. Got another one right there.
Yeah.
Oh, Montana Maker, $9.99. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. So cool. I didn't see that because I was on a different tab. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
There you go.
Thank you.
Awesome super chat.
I really appreciate everybody. Have an awesome day. And here goes the raid on Twitch right now. Thank you guys. And everybody watching on YouTube, we'll be back next Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on YouTube and Twitch. Please give everybody a follow. Check out all the amazing stuff. Check out my videos on YouTube. Check out this big alien. Check out Matt and everybody and Zach and Kenny and everybody's have an awesome day. Take care, everybody. Later.